It's Clobberin time!
Atomic batteries to power. Turbines to speed.
Roger. Ready to move out.
Poker. You know the game?
Clobberanimo!
Come get some.
It's Clobberin time!
The word is given.
Clobberanimo!
Greetings, clobberers, clobberanimos, clobberians, clobologists, clobberooskies, clobberoids, clobs. This is clobs. That is, and clob. Those who do not yet clob, the secret is, of course, always to bang the rocks together, guys. Welcome to Clobberin Times, issue number 486 on YouTube. 1,486 overall. It is wild card Wednesday night. And we're going to be wild. We're going to be cardy. We're going to be Wednesday-y and nighty and all that other kind of E's and stuff. And clobbery and all that. And we're just going to geek. And geeky. That too. Yeah. I almost forgot. That was important. But before we do all that, about some show notes, followed by some shouty outies, and who knows what else. We'll see. All right. First, big thanks to the great Stone Loki for having me on his channel earlier tonight, as we do on Wednesday nights on often on his channel, 7 p.m. Central, on the Great Stone Loki's channel. We had the comic book roundtable, a lot of fun tonight as always. About an hour, we do it for about an hour, and that was great. And tomorrow night at 6 Central, as always, I'll be on the great Tom Connor's channel, the great Midnight's Edge After Dark, with that great august group, talking pop culture thingies, this, that, and the other. So always appreciate that. And then, of course, tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. All my shows are that time. Of course, same Clobby time, same Clobby channel. It is Clobby's Clubhouse. We will have a Blake 7 episode review, a Cold Tracks the Night Stalker episode review, and a Star Trek comic book, in this case, Star Trek Unlimited, issue a review. Now, ordinarily on Friday nights, my great buddy J-Man and Sean and I have what we call Fantastic Fridays. We will actually, but they have Sean and J-Man will be away on a mission, so there will be no Fantastic Four Fridays this week. but we'll be back the following week to continue and our reviews of every single issue of the legendary King of Comics, Jack Kirby's seminal run on the world's greatest comic magazine, Fantastic Four, 1 through 102, and the first 6 annuals, 7 p.m. Eastern. But it will skip to this Friday, but it'll be back the following Friday. I will be hanging out, of course, with my great buddies on 32 Flavors of Nick Weiser on his channel, 8:30 Central Standard Time on Friday night. But the Friday Night Comic Shop boys, our good buddy D-Bud Martin will be joining us. We'll be reviewing Amazing Spider-Man, I believe, 45 through 48, John Romita Classics all. I think that's what we got on tap for that. And then, of course, Saturday night Star Trek, as always, with my wonderful first officer, Commander R.M. Briggs. 4 more scintillating episodes of Star Trek Voyager, 9 p.m. Central at the same Trek time, same Clobby channel. And then, of course, end your week in Geek, in Sheet Geek, on my good buddy, the great Chief Engineer's channel, Mark D with a C, Sunday Night Geekery, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You're sure to get hungry because he does a little eatery mixed in with the geekery. It's a lot of fun just kind of winding down your long week and getting prepared to start the next week into that cycle. So that is all I've got for shout outs. I can't look at the chat yet, but I'm going to get you guys in a second. First, shouting out our great wrenches, whether they're here or not, they get the shout. The great Eric K., the Bronze Wrencher. Chris Persia, Vindicator Wrench of the Great White North. The great D. Bud Martin, the Wrench of Iron. Lord Thoth, God of the Wrenches. Avon lives, long live the Legion. Wrench Without Fear, J-Man, partner in crime on Earth B, and fantastic Legionnaire Extraordinaire. Maximum Redstone, our own Music Meister. Phantom Outsider, our Rascally Wrench, Larry, our good triple Bullwinkle Wrench, the great Maddie's Daddy, and the great Kal-El as well. And I want to thank you all for being here with us tonight. And let me see who is here with us in the chat up in you. We'll get you all shouted out because that's how we roll up in you. All right, FKHC 2005. Hail, my friend Tim. Good to see you. Good to see you, buddy. Hey, Max. Me and my monkey. Good evening to you, sir. The great 1701 Tex. What's up, bro? Hope you're having a great night over there. Stephen Mack. Good to see you. Putin's cat. I saw Putin's cat. I did saw Putin's cat. Gwagnar. What's up, Gwag buddy? Apollome's Minion and the Pepperoni. Hey there. Hope you're doing well, my dear. Adrian James, hello. Ravenscroft, hello there. Welcome to you both. Penny, hello, Penny. Good to see you, my dear. I hope you're doing well. Could not be reached. Fulfill the comment. All right, good to see you, my friend. Always good to have you here. 45 through 48. Thank you, D-Bud. Joe Dog, what's up, buddy? Let's see. And that is everyone so far. Yeah, we are. All right. Oakley dokley. Well, it's just a open talk night. Let's see. I think our buddy J-Man had to scoot, but he left this little tidbit. I won't be here when this starts, but PSA, Fall Guys sucked hard. Referring to the new film with Ryan Gosling, I imagine. I'll be destroying it with my review tomorrow. I'm looking forward to that. I love J-Man's reviews. Please go to J-Man's channel and subscribe if you have not. There's a link in my description below. And his Star Trek, where he drops a review of a Star Trek original series every night at 11, 12 Eastern, 11 Central. and that's cool. And he does reviews of other things, comics and other such things. So I will look forward to his review of The Fall Guy. And yeah, that was a movie that I saw the trailers for a couple times. Excuse me. And some people were thinking it was looking good. There were people who were saying they want to go see it and check it out. The trailer didn't do anything for me. I know that's par for the course with modern movies, but the trailer didn't do anything for me really. But if he'd said it was good, I might have checked it out. I did hear, as someone had asked, that Lee Majors was supposed to be doing a cameo, but whether that made it into the movie or not, I'll have to ask Jay. Well, I'm not the kind of gets out. Well, I've been seeing with Farrah. That was the Goofy Show. A fun but goofy show. Ravenscroft says, "Hey, great news, everybody. A recent report indicated the new X-Men film will be female focused. There's a shocker. Thank heavens it'll veer away from that awful Claremont who features such weak, clingy female sigh." Yeah. Good thing they're gonna get rid of those nasty men. Yeah. Could not be reached as I can't say I follow anyone in modern Hollywood. To them, take them or leave them. The latter in most cases. Yeah, I'm with you there, buddy. I'd rather see the Dalek prequel story, the Fall Guy. I like it. Max. Hey, your Muslim uncle. What is up, Kimasabi? He says, hello, Clobberin Times. Do you remember the Have Gun Will Travel where the prospectors thought he was the devil and they even had a bottle of tequila with his face and devil horns? Was that a Roddenberry episode by any chance, your Muslim uncle? Because I do remember one with prospectors. But I can't. I know a lot. There are many episodes I know very well, but I could give you the title of a lot of them. But you gave me a decent enough description there where I should be able to nail the title, and I'm not nailing it. I'm hating my memory here. I don't know it the way I know Star Trek with titles, but what I've done with Have Gun is I've watched them all, of course. Certainly once or twice all the way through, but I never really did them that much, binged them in the role that much except for the first times we were fortunate enough to get them on tape. But I like to just jump all over the place. I pick favorite episodes. There's some episodes of Have Gun I've watched 20, 30 times probably. And other ones not as much. So I know I've seen the episode, but I'm not nailing it for some reason, and I'm sorry. Putin's cat says, I follow Kihui Kwan. I want him to take over. Well, I second that. I do too. I think he's great. He was even great on that stupid, lousy Loki show. Marvel can't learn a lesson. That's good. That's true. Clobberin Larry. Man bun will travel. Bite your tongue. Bite your tongue, Max. Not sure. I didn't check. He really played into it, and he would have been an awesome devil in something else. You meaning Richard Boone? There was an episode called Poker Devil, which really did have the devil in it. It kind of certainly implied the devil was in it. Not a Roddenberry written episode, but I believe. Captain Owl, what's up? Welcome to you and welcome to all who are lurking. And anyone watching later on a rewatch, or download. It is much appreciated. Thank you so much. Kadabi Reed says, I listened to an episode of the Have Gun Will Travel radio show the other night starring John Daner. Yeah, John Daner, again, Richard Boone is Paladin. Full stop. He's, no one is Paladin but Richard Boone in live action. Daner was on a few episodes of that and many other shows. And so I could accept him on the radio show. Yeah, I remember that Ravenscroft, The Last Dinosaur. Wasn't that the last movie for Richard Boone? I know he did a voice on one of the Lord of the Rings cartoons. Or one of the Hobbit cartoons, I should say. But you know who stars in tomorrow's Blake 7 episode? That's right, Bruce Purchase, the captain from Doctor Who. One of my favorite episodes, The Pirate Planet by Douglas Adams. Moons of Madness, Mr. Fibby. And Mr. Fibby was on a few episodes ago. Who'd have thunk it? Didn't even really make the connection till you reminded me of it. Yeah, Dana was on everything, Larry. That's true. Sure. I did a half gun travel themed super chat on Doomcock show. It was for the Fet for Hire, a half blaster. Will travel, Moss Isley. Nice. Putin says, what was the movie with Americans and Germans? And they went to some weird place with dinosaurs and stuff. Was that the people that time forgot, the land that time forgot, or the people that time forgot? One of those. Oh, there you go, Tex. As soon as I said that, Tex puts it up. Land that time forgot. Anthony Ainley was that. Doug McClure. That's right, based on Edgar Rice Burroughs. There you go. They did 2 movies though. Land that time forgot, and People that time forgot. Boone's last movie was The Bushido Blade. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Could not be reached. Richard Boone was fantastic, but it's weird watching him. I love Big Jake. It's one of my favorite John Wayne movies, one of my favorite movies, period. And watching him as the bad guy is always tough now because of Paladin, Could not listen to an episode of the radio show with Sufi Mom every time. I take her to the doctor or whatever. Listen to a good one today too. Oh yeah. Yeah, nice. Captain Owl, did someone mention time travel? The land that time. Oh, okay. The land that time forgot. Yeah. And the people that time forgot. Yeah. Anthony Ainley was in one of those with Doug McClure. Their World War VI, the British ship. Yeah, I remember. Well, yeah, that it's funny you mentioned that one, Putin's cat, because just the other day, just this past Sunday, I was at my mom and dad's. I don't have cable or anything, but they do, of course. And they were flipping channels, and they landed on the Land that Time Forgot with Doug McClure. They didn't know what it was, so naturally I told them because I remembered it. But weird that you mentioned that, man. On a routine exposition, Marshall, Will, and Holly on a routine exposition from the greatest earthquake ever known. Yeah. Yeah, well, didn't they also did At the Earth's Core, which was also Edgar Rice Burroughs, Pellicida. Wasn't Doug McClure in that one also? Absolutely no, Doug McClure. Lister on Red Dwarf did not like Doug McClure. Oh, shoot. Right, he was the voice of Smaug, the Hobbit cartoon. The Ralph Bakshi Hobbit thingy, I guess, right? Could not be reached. Yes. Also, Richard Boone was in The Shootist with John Wayne. John Wayne's last movie, The Shootist. So, has anyone here been watching X-Men 97? Another one with creatures, Sinbad in the Eye of the Tiger, 1977. Yeah, Ray Harryhausen. I love Sinbad in the Eye of the Tiger. Patrick Troughton was in that. And Jane Seymour. Woo, woo, woo. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So let's see. Wag says, I have been watching 97, but haven't seen the new episode yet. Well, I won't spoiler it for you then. I got to say, so I don't know if you're enjoying it so far or not, Gwag, but I am. I'm surprised so far. I think it's pretty good. 2 more to go. Will they stick the landing? I don't know. But they've surprised me. But I think if you're a fan of the original cartoon, you might like it. Didn't care for the first episode, but the rest have been good. Yeah, they've gotten better and better, I think. Wag, the last 3 episodes have been really good. I mean, this last one was off the hook crazy. And there are cameos in the last 2 episodes. Putin says Disney Plus is 50-50 with shows. I know people want a hole to open and suck Disney to hell, but I am honest. Well, I'm honest also. I'm glad you're honest, by the way. I'm honest in Putin, and I've liked almost no Disney Plus show that I've watched. Now, I haven't watched every show they make. I hate all of their Marvel shows until this X-Men cartoon. And I hate the only Star Wars show I liked, sort of modestly liked, was maybe Mandalorian season 1 and 2. I thought were all right. But so far, I'm liking this one. I'm being honest as well. Let's see. Captain Hal says, I'm in script writing mode, so I'm watching Blade Runner and Raiders of the Lost Ark on a loop. That's good stuff to watch there. Oh, absolutely. Script writing is interesting. I used to try my hand at it from time to time. No, but you inspired me after rewatch the OG show. Inspired me to after I watched the OG show. What was I'm not sure what that means exactly. If you could elaborate for me there, your Muslim uncle. But I appreciate that though. Joe Dog asks, did you like Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends? Well, I'll tell you, it's a complicated answer, but I'll be honest with you, like I try to be. First, Putin asked, Mando season 1, 2. Yeah, I mean, yeah, man, yeah, Putin. I thought they were okay. I thought season 3 was terrible, but I agree with you. I thought season 3 was horrific, but I thought the first 2 were kind of okay. Just my opinion. Even though all the bad stuff, Disney has a ton of old movies and services like, yeah, they got a lot of good stuff on. Oh man, they do have a lot of good stuff on there. I don't subscribe, but I have my daughter's codes, and she lets me use. So, I know it's evil. Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends. Joe Dog, a lot of cartoons, especially from your youth. Always, it depends on when you catch them. I have a lot of friends who are much younger than me that really love that cartoon. Well, here's where I was when that cartoon came out. It's kind of funny. I thought at the time they had a short-lived regular Spider-Man cartoon. Salty Traveling Sea. What is up, Kimasabi? Good to see you, my friend. Let me know how you're hanging for one of these upcoming Wednesday nights in the next week or two or whenever, and you come hang with me. If you feel like it, of course, if you're capable of it. If you're in the mood and all that good stuff. But Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends, when that came on, it replaced an ongoing Spider-Man cartoon that was a single cartoon. Now, for me, Spider-Man, I loved at the time, of course, I was reading Marvel Team Up. And so I thought it was kind of weird. Hang on a second. I'm starting some comments, folks. I'm going to get to as many as I can. All right, Salty. If I don't think I have anything going on next Wednesday night if you're available, but cool. So, Joe Dog, to answer your question, I'm sorry. Got off track. I'm sorry. But Joe Dog, I didn't like it when it came. I mean, I have every respect for it now because a lot of my friends dearly loved it. I was really pissed off by it because I'm like, wait a minute, why is Spider-Man living with two other heroes? Why is he living with Iceman? And who is this Firestar girl or whatever she's called? What is she? And why does he have technology like, and all this, like he turns a, he had all this crazy technology. So I admit I still watched it sometimes, but I mostly made fun of it. I called, my apologies. Now I have every respect for it, by the way, because he was reading Meeting the Other Superheroes. Not too long after that debuted, they had that Hulk cartoon that came on that used to share time with it, and the one where when he would turn back to Bruce Banner, he would grow his clothes back. Remember that? That's right, Tex. So let's see what I got started up here. Speaking of that, Wagner said he just bought the Marvel Legends of Amazing Spider-Man Friends box set. So I would say I like the show. Yo, Gwag, I've been seeing that set advertised. Looks pretty cool. Ding, 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 ding. Yeah, but that set looks pretty cool, man. Gwag says, I'm a little leery about the new X-Men 97 episode as the storyline with Bastion was not very good in the comics. Yeah, it's Bastion, and I'm not thrilled with it either. It's still, it's not my thing. And I tapped out way before Bastion ever popped up. Tex, are you up to speed with this chat, or are you back a little bit? Because I talked about Doug McClure way earlier. That happens sometimes. It's been a few minutes since we were talking about Doug McClure. But yes, he was in 3 of those movies. And so Tex said the Have Gun Will Travel episode is Golden Brimstone. He went back and checked. Your Muslim uncle, the episode's called Golden Brimstone. I'll go and check and maybe give it a rewatch tonight. Paladin finds a sick old man and his son trying to protect their mind from acclaim jumpers. I remember that. The old man is delirious and thinks that Paladin is the devil and is only offered to help in exchange for their souls. Yeah, I remember that one. I think that was Roddenberry, but I'm not sure. I'm going to pick up a couple of Iron Man Legend figures coming out later this month, says D-Bud. Yeah, buddy. Yes, Dave Lister does not like Doug McClure movies. Absolutely no Doug McClure. Oh yeah, the gold armor is coming out, right? Nice. It was a great Marvel team up comics. Hulk and Spider-Man. Oh yeah, yeah. I love the Marvel team up, and Marvel 2-in-1, of course. Yeah, but that's when cartoons were fun. So yeah, I wasn't big on the Bastion character. I don't like Bastion. It was way after my time with X-Men, and so I was like, I don't like him, and I didn't like him in this episode much. The latest one, but it did have some cool stuff in it, which I will not speak of here because you haven't seen it yet. I did spoil it a little bit at Loki's channel because they wanted me to, but anyway, there's some really some fun stuff in that one. The only gold armor figure I have is from the Avengers set that came out in the 90s. So, me too. Yep. And that's a very short, weird one, D, but I have that also. It was the Avengers #1 set. And it's pretty cool, but yeah. So I'd like to get that one you're talking about, but I have to refrain my ass on these figures. A buddy of mine just got the they came out with it. Well, this has been out for a while, but now it's on sale. If you got, I don't know, they had the Spider-Man with the 6 arms, and the comes with a Morbius from the old, Spider-Man number 100, 101 rather, with the Gil Kane cover and stuff. When Spider-Man grew the extra arms, that's a really cool double pack. It's like 20-something bucks now. So it went down. I think it's like $20 or whatever on, believe Walmart.com. It's not to be enabling, but yeah, it's pretty cool. Burp. Wagner, I just looked it up on Amazon. Now they have Spidey, Soldier Gwen, and Miles titled as Spidey and His Amazing Friends. Uh-oh. That's poopy. It's supposed to be Iceman and Firestar. Remember, they even later gave Firestar her own comic. Yes, Joe Dog, that was pretty good. But of course, Spider-Man 67 is my favorite Spider-Man cartoon. That's true, D, but he is an enabler. Firestar was hot. Oh yeah. Oh my. Barry Windsor-Smith covers or whatever. Yeah. It was weird how they. Let's take a look at it. Why not? Oh. Can't believe it's Wednesday already. I got to start my homework. That means I got to start watching my my episodes. I thought they did. Who did this art? I could have swore they had better art on Firestar. Huh. Didn't one of these issues of Firestar have a Barry Windsor-Smith cover? There it is, yeah. She didn't do the interior. I mean, he didn't do the interior. I remember seeing. I knew I didn't imagine it. Who bought this comic book? You can tell me. No shame here. This is number 4 to the Barry Windsor Smith cover, for God's sake. It took Firestar a long time to join the X-Men. She was a Hellion, New Warrior, Avenger. Yep. Simply Steve, what's up, buddy? Waiting for a Baron Zemo, Arnim Zola Legends 2-pack that is coming out in June. Oh, yeah. They're coming out with an Icarus figure in June. The Kirby design, by the way. They're not making him look like Kirby drew it or anything, but it still looks pretty cool. It is the Kirby design, not the stupid movie crap looking thing. I knew you'd have him, Fanty. But, I mean, it's like a Barry Windsor Smith cover. I knew I wasn't imagining that. The interior is a little bit different story. And I did not buy this. But I'd be disappointed if Fanty didn't. I missed that Firestar. Never saw it on the rack at my local convenience store, says Gwag. Oh, I got you. Something like 86 or something, I believe it was. Somewhere ballpark up in there. You got to watch some of these things. You know, some of these figures do this and books do this. I ordered a book off of InStockTrades.com that I've been meaning to order for a long time the other day. And the book is the second part of a book, of a 2-part of it's a Legion of Superheroes reprint book, right? And then, you know, it was a real nice price on InStock. I'd ordered the first one like a year or two ago, over a year ago. I got it, or maybe more, you know, a year and a half, maybe. And eventually I started noticing that first one's not on there, but the second one is still offered. So I said, hey, let me just go. I'm just casually go, yeah, I've been wanting to get that. Let me get it because I've been thinking about it. I ordered it, even though I'm not supposed to order much, but I wanted to have that book. And for the hell of it, for shites and giggles, I went to look to see what the first one was going for. I figuring it just might be the normal price, even though it was no longer on in-stock trades. Sure enough, that sucker's $200-something now. It's like, what? 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 I say what? Let's see if I can find it again. Oh, there it is. It's crazy. It's like I went looking for it on Amazon. There it is. It's $250. I bought this a year ago. A freaking year ago. Let's see. I'm glad I got it. I lucked out this time on this one anyway. The other ones I need, I'm in trouble. So it's this book right here. I don't understand it. The second book, which didn't come out too long after the first one did. This is it. It's Legion of Superheroes, Volume 1, Before the Darkness, hardcover. Came out in 2021, I guess. So it's got it longer ago than I thought I did. Oh man, it didn't seem like it was that long ago. I sure hope they got the second one for me. But I do have this book. Sometimes 86 minimum wage was in New York was like okay. An hour, 6 or 7 an hour in books, and now books are $6. That'd be 54 an hour. Who makes 54 an hour? Not me. I'm okay. Were we talking about minimum wage? Or I don't relevance? I hear. I mean, I think I'm not sure why you're. I don't get it. I'm not sure what you're bringing up. What that has to do with the what we were talking about, Fanty. But yeah, this is $2.50 now. I mean, you can get it on Kindle for $35, which is ridiculous. And for those who don't know, it reprints a bunch of Legion comics that took place, leading up to the Great Darkness saga, because those hadn't been reprinted because they stopped making Legion archives. Oh, and I'm already in trouble. There are 2 books I wanted to get before that were just called Superboy and the Legion of Superheroes, Volume 1 and 2, which were hardcovers that took place after the archives but weren't called archives. Those are too expensive for me to get now. Yeah, that one makes me mad. I didn't realize that Legion collection had come out until I got Volume 2, and then Volume 1 was really Gwag, I have no idea why this happens. I got on in stock trades. I got 2 for I think I got it for like 20 something bucks. Shows are bad as sometimes shows are as bad as retroblasting for making me want to spend money on nerd stuff. Yep. Retroblasting enables us like Mark does. Yeah. We love our buddy Retroblasting, Michael, if you're out there listening, bro. But he means, your show's so cool, you make him want to buy stuff. We call it enabling. Let's see. No, back then books were cheap relative to pay. So I was able to buy whatever most. Oh, okay. Sure. I got you. Fancy. Okay. I just wasn't really, I'm taking your meaning. Yeah. But you're right, Fancy. This is ridiculous. 20. I mean, $2.50. Why is that book $2.50? Did anyone tell me why? Ravenscroft says, Clobby. Whoop. Paul Levitz is considered the definitive Legion writer. Agreed. I never followed it, but was always interested. I think the massive history intimidated me. Maybe another one to look at in retirement. Well, Ravenscroft, as you know, you may or may not know, J-Man and Sean have just recently got into the Legion. And I originally gave him a good, hey, Glenzer, what's up? I recommended a spot for him to start, but eventually we decided to review them all. I was thinking about this a lot today. All the Legion writers, Paul Levitz is absolutely hands down, and it's not even close, the definitive Legion writer. That the body of work alone and the great stuff alone is just unreal. It's unreal. Joe Dog says they have the Teen Titans Silver Age, Bronze Age omnibus. Yeah, I mean, In Stock Trades is a great place to go if you're looking for some of that stuff. Before the Darkness Volume 2 has the Ditko issues. It does. It does, Gwag. Trade paperbacks of old comics are better than new comics. Agreed, Glenzer. So when they sell out, DC Marvel refuses to do more printings out of spite. It does seem like that. Scarcity. Third-party sellers will ask outrageous prices. Yeah, but then other times you can get stuff dirt cheap. Legion sells, I guess. You could buy most of the ish run from printings, first printings, for less than that hardcover. True. I have most of them. I have a probably an almost. I have a spot almost. Okay, I have a few gaps between Superboy, starring the Legion / Superboy and the Legion. A few gaps in between like early 220, 30 something, some are 230 or 240 something, and maybe in 280 something. That a few gaps, I think, but not many. But I have every story in one form or another. I have the digests, Adventure Digest, all the other digests they did. And I have, of course, I'm missing 2 archives. That's another problem. The price on the 2 archives I'm missing are ridiculous. For some reason, I'm missing, I don't know what happened. I'm missing archives 10 and 12. Have you looked at the price of archives number 8, Legion archives number 8? Outrageous. Not in a good way. Outrageous. Found it a little cheaper? Good. So anyway, I got lucky with this one, but the 2 before it, not so much. Not sure volume 1 would be that expensive. I don't think there are any key issues in that volume. No, there aren't. Not really. Not really, Gwag. I don't think so. I mean, I don't understand this. It's ridiculous. And then there was then there are 2 hardcovers that I needed before that are not. They're so ridiculous. They stopped making archives, but they did it anyway. Hardcover volume 1. They did okay. They've got these here. 147. Oh my God, man! Look at this. These were after the archives. This here. Now I have the comics, most of the reprints. Hang on, I'm sorry. Look at the price on this sumbitch. Well, this one's not too bad. It's $59. So I'm not going to find that cheap. Linda says, I have Legion of Superheroes Silver Age Omnibus 1 and 3 can be found for $50 each. I have the archives, so I don't really need those, but those are good if you got them. Each volume will cost 2 is $300. See, what is it? So this is not horrific. It's $60, but that's about cover price. I probably need to try to grab it one day. Let's see. Then there was a volume 2. Volume 2. Let's see what volume 2 is going for. No, they don't even have volume 2. Holy crap. They don't even have volume 2. First 12 Legion archives. I have glad you have the first 12. Cool. They were super expensive at the time, but they were all the reprints that were available. Yeah, I managed to snag number 8 cover price a few years ago, and I've got number 13, but I need 10 and 12. By the way, the Brave and the Bold number 83 cover book looks really good. Oh, cool. I have to get a good laugh. Yes. Let's see. DC has a horrible track record of reprints. They keep starting a series, stopping, and then starting another. With number one again, at least Marvel Masterworks have kept on going. Are they still doing Masterworks, D-Bud? Because you're right, DC's terrible. Texas, 6 or 7 an hour or 9 books equals 1 hour of work. Now books are $6. That'd be 50. Tex. Well, this is they don't even have this one. Sheet. Should have got them when I had the chance. So to get from being a lazy bitch, thinking, you can get them anytime. You can get them anytime. No, you can't. Do I want to know what they're going for on eBay? $45 for the first one on eBay. It's $62 for a pre-owned one. I'll bet. I think I have this one. What is this? That's a hardcover. Well, that's just a bunch of dumb reprints. That has stupid crap in it. That's crap. Well, what can you do? How's this eBay Superboy 1 through 197 through 313 plus annuals? I mean, not that I could afford it anyway, but that's not too bad. It's 112 books if they're in good shape, because that covers everything for those series. And then I have every issue of the Baxter run, including the 63 of those, and there's a few annuals. I have every issue of the Baxter run. So that's not too bad. Fancy, that's not really that bad. When you get down to it. Let's see. Okay, they're still doing Masterworks. Thank you. I didn't realize that. I haven't been keeping up. Thank you, D-Bud. And Glinter says Masterworks are still going strong. DC needs to reprint a lot of Omnis, Justice League, Bronze 1 through 2, Wrath of Spectre. Yeah, they stopped with the archives. They do these new reprints now. Yeah. My favorite Brave and the Bold cover is issue number 149, says Joe Dog. Well, Joe Dog, I'd have to refresh myself. I know it's a Jim Aparo cover, obviously. We'll have to take a look at that and see what that looks like. Price of everything. Price of everything is too damn high. Yeah, it is. How's this eBay super? Okay, that is pretty good, though. That's a good price there. Fancy. All right, Tex, be good, bro. Have a good one. Yes, I have a special. Greg says yes, I have a special order for my LCS. Usually, they're into the 80s on several titles, and it's cheaper to buy the originals on some of them. Yeah, truishness. The price of everything is to the maybe. Yep. Oh, sorry. Masterworks don't sell at the comic shop I go to. They put all their Masterworks on sale, 50% off in order to clear their inventory. Yeah, that's what I love when you go and find those like that. Oh, I love it. Ravenscroft says, Clobby, at what point do you feel the Legion can kind of stopped being good reading, or did it come and go? Just curious. A very good question. I'm probably the most stubborn person ever to ask about this because I have very definitive opinions about the Legion. So, and then they're known, but I'll just tell you. The Legion of Superheroes mean just almost pretty much as much to me, Ravenscroft, as the Fantastic Four does. I just love him. Good night, Penny. You have a nice night, dear. Thank you for being here. So I would say for me as a Legion fanatic, the only thing that counts to me is the beginning. Of course, 1958 with Adventure Comics 247, all the way up till after to the very end of the Baxter series, number 66 in 1989. What I mean by Baxter, we just say that like people are supposed to know what that means today. Today, you probably do, of course, Ravenscroft, but Baxter was the paper that they printed. They had that slick format, that direct sales comic when they started Legion Volume 3, in other words. When Paul Levitz left it in 1989, and they did right after that, they started it over with the numbering again, Legion Volume 4, Legion of Super, and they Keith Giffen and Tom and Mary Beerbaum took over. They did this 5 years later thing, and without to go too far into it, I read it for about a year or so and hated it. And no, I'm an out of the closet hater of it, Gwag, as you know. I hated it very much. But I gave it. I think I gave it every shot. I just couldn't stand it, and I really hate what Giffen had done to his art, also. But so that to me was over. That's not my Legion. I did, and I tried to read Legionnaires. They came out with a book called Legionnaires, which was like an add-on book to it. A bunch of kids that were that looked a little bit closer to younger kids that actually had costumes and stuff. I hated that book as well. A lot of people liked it. Chris Sprouse did nice art for it. I think it was Sprouse. So I hated that. I just didn't care for that either. So basically, Legion was dead to me as far as an ongoing series until around 2007, not too long after Infinite Crisis. I was actually back to reading DC Comics after being gone for like 12 years because what they did to Hal Jordan was such disgusting and repellent to me. I left, and they didn't go back until Rebirth fixed him. Not Rebirth, Reborn. Was it what they call it? Green Lantern Rebirth or whatever it was. It was Rebirth. They did a thing called the Lightning Saga. Actually, there was a new Justice League title that had Karate Kid, and it brought back some of the, some of the Bronze Age Legionnaires, Silver Bronze Age Legionnaires, and they had this thing called the Lightning Saga, and then which I thought was pretty good and had my Legion in it, so I liked that. Okay, and then Jeff Johns did a book called Superman and the Legion of Superheroes. And it basically was bringing back that Legion, the Paul Levitz, the Silver Bronze Age Legion. And then Paul Levitz came back. He took over Adventure Comics, and he did what was sort of like an ad. They let him bring his Legion back, There were adult versions of them now. They didn't have the same costumes, but they were still written as it was there. It was that Legion, so I read it for a while and enjoyed it. I thought it was okay. I didn't mind it because it was Levitz and he was writing Legion. And I used to go on Facebook sometimes and write to him on DM him, and he would DM back. And we had good conversations. I didn't bug him that much, but I asked him some questions, and he was really cool. And I was enjoying it. It was an adventure comics. And then when the Screw 52 was about to plague us, I remember I asked him. I wrote to him and said, "So this New 52 things that guys are doing, is this going to be still the same Legion you were doing?" He says, "Well, I can't say much." I said, "Well, is it going to be the same Legion?" He said, "Well, sort of," but he was being really nice, but he couldn't say much. I said, So does this mean, like with your Legion, there was a Superboy that inspired the Legion?" And he says, "Well," he couldn't say much, but not really. And I said, "Well, that's all I needed to know." I was gone. And I guess he may have, I don't know how long he stuck with the book, if at all. Because I was out of there. I did not buy one piece of Screw 52, none of it. So for me, Ravenscroft, I know it's a complicated answer. All throughout its history, hey, Keely Chow, roll that tide. Back home, buddy. Back in the saddle. Good. The Legion of Three Worlds was, Yeah, they had some good. Fandy, Legion of Three Worlds was weird. Now, Final Crisis was a horrible comic book, but the Final Crisis Legion of Three Worlds was a little bit different. Anyway, so even the Baxter run may have its faults in the late 80s, but it was really good for a long time. So there's a lot of good Legion stuff. Those aren't our heroes. Exactly, Fanty. He was right. Superboy Prime was right. So, I know it's a convoluted answer, and I'm sorry about that, Ravenscroft. But, yeah, I think that, it's not my Legion. Until after a certain point, it just, man, I remember a lot of Legion fans that I would at the comic shop that I was helping run at the time. After, I wasn't. I was kind of helping work at it at the time. Back when 5 years later came out, man, one guy and I were friendly, but we had knockdown dragouts. He was defending it, and his only defense of it was of 5 years later was, "Well, it's different." Okay, and it's different. That's all you could ever say. What is this? All right, well, if different is enough for you, then whatever, brother. I mean, a lot of things are different. For example, if someone chops your leg off and you're like 20 and 30 years old, that's different because you've had your leg all your life. And now you don't. So that's different. You got to admit, that's different. Now you're missing a leg. Sucks, right? Well, yeah. Well, it's different. So different doesn't mean shit. That's a nasty rumor there, Kelly Chow. How dare you, sir? I didn't own a comic shop. I just borrowed it. I didn't consider owning it. I just sort of like, I just kind of borrowed it from somebody. Actually, I did own it, but that way I have to take blame for not having it anymore. So I should start saying, no, I didn't own it. I just stole it from somebody. And then ran it into the ground on purpose because that's the kind of guy I am. Oh, dear. I wouldn't take a comic shop right now if you paid me. Well, if you paid me. Man. Seriously, maybe we should start one. Thanks, Club. I appreciate your passion as always. Thank you, Ravenscroft. You're too kind. That's a good question to ask for a lot of series. True. I've enjoyed when did it go bad? Because to me, they all gone bad. Yeah, they all do. Well, like I said, for me, it was 5 years later. The Magic Wars was kind of weird. That was how the series ended, but you know, it was for me, that's my cutoff. But there are people that still, they like all of it. They don't really discriminate the way I do. Although there's some that do, though. Salty. Okay, we're gonna open up a comic shop with a pizza joint and a retro arcade and a movie theater. Salty, that's the way we need to do it. Gwag says Giffen refined his faces in the shadows artwork. In the shadows artwork during 5 years later, it is when he really started getting lazy with his art. I think he did even before that was lazy, but I hear you. You see, that's another thing. I remember when 5 years later was coming out. Walk Rick Berman. Would you like some pizza rolls? They used to have this like little recap thing in the back of the comic that would explain everything that happened. And I realized why they were doing it at the time. It's because the art sucked so bad and was so incoherent. You couldn't, if you look at that really bad art, you couldn't tell what the hell was going on. Yeah, I hear you, Gwag. It was awful, man. It was. So this comic shop, I'll tell you, look, if I had like had stupid money, I agree, Keely Chow. Berman's way better than Alex Klutzman. When I say that about Rick Berman, I'm quoting Red Letter Media. It's a joke. Mick Berman had its faults, but he did a lot of good stuff, and he did some things I don't like. But yeah, he's way better than Alex Klutzman. That's from Red Letter Media with the guy saying, Rick Berman. So it's kidding around. Rick was way better. I wouldn't, but if we open this comic shop, we have, let's just, in this fantasy, one of us has won the bazillion crazy lottery. We've got unlimited funds. It's going to be a gigantic comic shop. Well, it's going to be would it be a comic shop or just a shop that has comics and other things in it? No new comics, first of all. Now, I would set up a system. If anybody wanted to buy new comics, I would set up a folder system for them to do so. A distribution service, probably do that for people who want it. God bless them if you want that stuff. But I would not put it anywhere in the store or anywhere on the shelf in the store. They could just go do that, get it anywhere else. But might be good for business to have people. They could come in and get that, then they can get their other stuff too. So they could come in, and they'll get a discount, and they can order it. If they order it, they can get it. But I won't stock new comics on a shelf. I will not have one rack for new comics. Back issues of the Defense story. We're going to have a gigantic section for back issues, a gigantic section for trades and hardcovers, gigantic section for obviously toys, figures, of course, of every kind, and of course statues. And then there's going to be a big section of it for used books. And then I don't know, might just stay with that, used books. I don't know if we want to. We might. I don't know. We might do vinyl and see music stuff. I don't know. I'm not sure about that. That's out of my wheelhouse. And then, like you said, a big, nice pizza place and a restaurant, a place where people can go sit down and and a little coffee shop thingy where people can just read their comics, and a big like an arcade and a big meeting room. A quote unquote a library spot where people can sit down and read their comics, and it's not like a library we have to be quiet. People can go in there and talk. No new comics. That's crazy talk. There are no new comics who don't allow toxic crap. New comics and new pineapple pizza, clams pizza. Yeah. Sentai Ranger Donnie, what's up, buddy? What do you say there? Keely Chow says, he says, where are you going to put the Screw 52 comics? Well, they're technically back issues, so they'll be probably in the quarter bins. I'm going to have quarter bins, dollar bins. Well, you can't have a quarter bin anymore, but they'll be in the dollar bins. I'm not going above the dollar. In fact, I might do a thing where we have a big, gigantic dollar section, $2 section, a $3 section, a $4 section of back issues. In fact, we're going to have like tiers of that. And then, of course, the more expensive, actual legitimate, worthwhile back issues. I'm also going to have a policy. I'm going to have a very limited policy on keys and slabs. No slab crap, no keys. Key collecting pisses me off. Sorry. In other words, and since we kind of have to abide by keys if we're going to carry them, I'm going to make sure that I don't spend too much on keys, and when I do, I only price them to get a very marginal, smaller profit out of them. Let's say I have to pay a key comic that's worth $60, and I'm able to get it for about 30, 40. I'm gonna get, if I only get it for about $40, I'm only going to sell it for about a markup of about $5 more, maybe $5-10 more. But not the full price, not the full quote unquote value. In fact, maybe even sell it for what I paid for it, because I can't stand key collecting is annoying, and I mean actual real modern day key collecting, not when it was actually important. It's never been that big of a deal anyway. I don't like key collecting. For those who don't know what key collecting is, an example would be, especially a modern day example would be, let's say. You got a character like Shang-Chi, Master of Kung Fu, because this happened to a friend of mine. And then it's announced, hey, they're doing a movie about Shang-Chi. The issue, his older, let's say his comics, they were already worth a little bit. I'll backtrack and do a better one. Eternals. I used to get Jack Kirby Eternals issues in the 80s and into the 90s. I was getting them in quarter boxes and in dollar boxes. I bought a bunch of them, and then every time I would see them, I would just buy it again. Then, a good number of years ago, a jackass named Kevin Feige decided to make a movie about the Eternals for some reason, something he never knew anything about. And as soon as it was announced, the issues that were worth no more than a couple of bucks each, there were only 19 of them if you count the annual, were so slowly started trickling up. The announcement made them go up considerably. And as time went by, that movie, took like 4 years to get into a theater, if not more. It may have tapered off a little bit until the movie started coming out. And then when the movie came out, I know it went up a little bit. The regular issues went up some. And of course, it doesn't help that they were getting slabbed. So looking for a comment. I should have started. Oh yeah, could not be reached. I've grown to hate the word keys in relation to comic books. Me too. I hate it. If you're looking for a key book, fine. If you're one of those key collectors, then jack the price. Oh, collect keys. Do you read them? No. They only buy them because they're keys. The only thing good about keys are the ones jangling around in your pocket. Screw that. They're not exactly. All right. I ran into a buddy of mine at a con a couple years ago, just a couple of weeks before that stupid, terrible Shang-Chi movie came out by Marvel. And I'd seen him in years and years. Of course, we were good friends from way back. He bought comics from me earlier that, a few years later in the 80s. Then he ran a shop, and he had his own shop in the 80s, and we were fellow comic shop owners and good friends. He had a lot of stuff, but he wasn't really in the business anymore, but he was still selling comics here and there, right? Well, the first appearance of Shang-Chi, Master of Kung Fu, which they didn't call him in that shitty movie, called Marvel Special Edition or something like that, number 15, I believe. And he was telling me, he said, man, I had to, it was like, this thing was, it was already worth a little bit because it was, you know, it was worth a couple $100. He said, then all of a sudden I went and I was about to sell it, and I said no, and then somebody offered me like $1,400 or something crazy for it. And I said, oh, you better take that. He said, I did take it. He said, but I don't understand what happened. He doesn't keep up with a lot of this shit. I said, well, I'll tell you what happened right now, dude. The movie just got, the final trailer dropped for it. It's coming out in about a month or so. He said, oh, shoot. He didn't know. I said, you think I should have held on to it? I said, no, you shouldn't have held on to it because it's going to plummet. You got $1,400 out of a piece of crap. I mean, a good comic, by the way, that might be worth $400, but he got double that. He got crazy money for it. He didn't even know exactly why, because he doesn't keep up with that crap. And he was saying, you think it'll ever go up? I said, no, the movie's going to be a piece of crap and it's going to tank. Sure enough. I mean, I don't know what it's going for right now, but I guarantee it's not going for what he got paid for it. So he stumbled over it and he did well, which is great. I'm glad he did. I'm glad some fool, idiot, jackass spent too much money. Now, if they can afford that money, it's probably not hurting them or anything. But why would you? It just says to me that jackass thinks thought that comic was going to maintain value because he thought the movie was going to be a freaking success or something. Well, you know what? You gambled. You know, you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. Now, granted, the guy who spent the dumb money could probably afford it, but he's never going to turn a profit on it. No way. I don't know what that comic is going for right now, but it's not going for that. Let's see. Yep, that movie has nothing to do with Shang-Chi. The actor was terrible. What a shitty casting. That movie's a piece of trash. Freaking hated it, man. Hope the guy that bought it was Simu Liu. Yeah. Simu Liu won't even sign those comics. Did you know that? I guess you probably heard about that. The idiot who plays Shang-Chi, Son Lee, hey there. Won't sign Master of Kung Fu comics. Marvel Special Edition, eBay, $120. Is that right? Slabbed. Am I seeing that right? Are you saying it's slab $270? Is that right, Fanty? Well, he got big money from it a couple of years ago. Crazy money. I forget the exact figure, but it was close to $1,400, something like that. It had gone up. He was offered $400 before that, like I said, and he didn't want to sell it. And then when he saw the crazy stupid money, on eBay right now, it's 8.5. Slab is currently, that's $102, right? Wow. Rabbit chicken farms. I bought Contest of Champions off the wall that my first local comic shop used to have there. I think it was $20 for 4 issues. Wow, I bought it off the newsstand for cover, but I bet that thing went up in price, didn't it? Huh. Well, but that's just an example of the idiocy of key collecting and key comics. They're not going to hold value, especially if it's about a movie. And it's always about a movie these days. That stupid piece of crap Moon Knight TV show, that jacked up some Moon Knight comics for a while. You think they're worth a crap now? You think people like went spec on Moonlight comics before that idiot show came out? Quack says, I don't buy slab comics. The comics in my collection are lucky if they're in a bag at all. There you go. Look, I have some friends that do buy some slabs here and there. I just, even if I were a hardcore collector, I don't think I would touch slabs. I could maybe if I had something really, really valuable or very fragile, maybe. She-Hulk show was probably going to hurt the value of She-Hulk comics. I bet it did. I bet a lot of people spec'd on that and made keys and dumb shit. Hey, John Platt, welcome. I bet it did. I bet a lot of people spec'd on that and spent money on back issues of that stupid crap. Let's see. 9.2 slab buy now. $579. Seems like it went down just a bit from 14. Oh, is that how much it is? Wow. Unslabbed out it was 9.2, right? Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I mean, it was in good shape. I mean, like I said, it plummeted because no one gave a shit about the movie. Pop Culture Minefield, what's up, dude? Well, thank you, buddy. I hope you're doing well. I hope everyone, please, if we can get anyone knows how to get the link to my buddy Gary's Vindicated, the comic he's doing, of course. He's doing, from what I've seen, Gary, you're doing very well with it, and that's great. Thanks for popping in, brother. And I hope you're doing all right. And please go take a look at his comic, Vindicated. So yeah, this key collecting is stupid, especially with regards to movies. And you deserve to lose your ass on it if you're out there doing that. But ding bang boom. Kadabi Reach says, "Oh, good night, Max Redstone. Have a good one, buddy. Take care." I would have liked Moonlight series based on the backup run in the 80s, 70s Hulk magazine. That's where I first saw him. I didn't see him in Defenders till way after it came out, but I saw him in that Hulk mag. Thanks, D-Bud. Jerry's new graphic novel, Vindicated Inc. Appreciate you, buddy. There's a link in the chat, everybody. Thank you. Thanks, D-Bud. The only book I might even consider would have to be one of my all-time favorites, signed by everyone involved in the creation of the book, and I would have had a personal I would have to personally get the signatures myself. Picasso just got home. What's up, Picasso? You know, I would consider maybe getting my Fantastic Four number 51 slabbed, since I got Jack Kirby to sign it. If I could afford it. But remember, what they charge, you know what they charge for slabbing? They don't just slab. There's no flat. It's not like a flat rate. They grade your book. And I guess if your book's worth $20, it doesn't cost that much to slab it. If your book's worth $200 or $500, it runs into money to slab it. So no thanks. Scribe Light, what's up, sir? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well, buddy. So that's the way it goes. Let's see. Fanti says, get this Marvel Special Edition 15 through 33. The 2 annuals and giant size all look decent. $300 or best offer plus $18.40 shipping. That's good. I mean, if they're in nice shape, that's a damn good price. That's a damn good price. Wow. Yeah. But anyway, back to our store, So no keys, or I'll have a strict policy on keys that I'll just fine. No slab, very little slabbed crap, if anything. And of course, we'll have a lot of used toys. No, I don't even know if I'll deal with new toys. I think I'll just get used ones. We'll have a hangout area. Maybe have like big TVs all over the place, just playing stuff all the time. Minimus, this is here. He says local shop got a book slabbed, but the one they sent off wasn't what they got back. Oh wow, Cavan Imtor, bitches. Whoa, my goodness, they got the wrong book back. Holy shit, that's not good. Wowzer nuts. All right. Well, we still got time to geek out a little bit here, folks. If you got any questions, and you guys, doesn't have to be comics. This is a wild card night, or anything to suggest, or anything to talk about. Brian Hepburn, what's up, buddy? I don't own any slabbed books. They slab video games and Star Wars figures now too. Do they really? Wow. Clobby, John Platt says, Clobby, I backed Ethan Van Sciver's Cyberfrog books and Aaron Lepesky's A Wrath of God and Kit Carter, a Planet Doom indie comics, and the stories and artwork are fantastic, but then I'd expect quality. Well, yeah, of course you would. If you backed them, you must have liked what you were looking at. Of course, EVS does great art. I'm not too familiar with Aaron that much, but I don't know. I'm not, but it's great art, great stuff. So I'm glad you like it. Absolutely. Fanti says, so imagine you slabbed one master of Kung Fu when they claimed it was 1,000, then you get extra pay 5. Oh, good Lord. Yep. It's nuts. Hello there, Davina Duckworth. Welcome to Clobberin Times. Good to see you. The sensational She-Hulk omnibus John Byrne is still expensive and hard to find. Oh, wow. Is it? That figures. I don't know if you were here earlier. We were talking about all these different hardcover books that are tough to find. Any thoughts about Jerry Seinfeld's comments on modern day comedy, says Ravenscroft? I think he's right on target. You really can't do comedy anymore without because of the risk of offense is just there. Oh, he's absolutely right. I absolutely agree with him. And it's pathetic. Kadavi Reed says the slab, just about anything considered collectible these days. Yep, they slab it all. Yeah. No, but I agree. Seinfeld's absolutely right. And, it affected his livelihood. Now but I want to see, everyone to see that trailer for the new movie he's got coming out about Kellogg's, about Pop-Tarts and stuff and cereal and everything. In spite of Amy Schumer being in it, I kind of want to see it. But I don't have Netflix. Davina says, I'd rather be a comic reader than a collector. You can't take it with you. I'm that. Now that's what I am. I have many friends who are collectors, which I respect that a lot, Davina, but I'm a comic book reader and lover. I don't, I guess in the sense, if I love it, I collect it and keep it, but I'm not a collector in that sense. But I do know some people. I've known people who are just collectors so much and they don't know much. But I do know some people who love it and know it and can talk about it and really and yet do collect. They like having. They're both. I'm personally, I could, even if I could afford to be a big time collector and had the room for it, I might and I might not. I don't know. Probably if I could, I would. But I'm first and foremost a lover of the art form. Yes, that's right, Davina. People who love comic books just end up with collections naturally. You know, back I about around the I don't know somewhere back in the I want to say the 80s or 90s. I stopped. I just said, you know what? When it comes to like buying out of habit or collecting, I want to streamline. I decided I wanted to streamline what I do with that, so I decided I'm only going to keep comics that I like. And even though I'm going to buy a lot of comics that I may not want to keep, I'm going to keep them separate. And the stuff I want to keep, I'm going to keep in these boxes and bagged and boarded. And over here, I'll just keep them over here and eventually get rid of them. Of course, easier said than done. But I do have. That's the way I am about the stuff that I want to keep. I can get rid of like that. Don't need them. Except there's so much work to get rid of them. Sometimes it depends. But yeah, I'm separate the wheat from the chaff. Just the stuff I want to have, and the stuff, I just don't want it to be Oliver Belamonte, what's up? Good to see you. Welcome, my friend. British comedian Jimmy Carr seems to love wokeness. He used to shock. He used to shock for its own sake. Now he thinks it's cool. He thinks wokeness is cool. Ugh. You learn to be more selective to save space and money and time. Boy, that's for sure. Yeah, it could not be reached. I no longer have the back for it. Them boxes are heavy. I switched from long boxes to short boxes a good while back. So much more room that way. Sentai says, I got to catch the Seinfeld binge on Netflix at some point. Fun show. Yes. I can't remember the name of that thing he's got come up about Pop-Tarts. A Pop-Tarts movie. Now I want some more. I have some Pop-Tarts tonight. I want some more. Oliver Belamonte says, I was slightly dismayed at Justice League Crisis on Infinite Earths Part 2. Yet I'll stick to Part 3 conclusion as it involves Lex. So, Oliver, I've not got to see Part 2 yet. I will watch it and review it when I can. There's a Part 3. I did not know there were going to be 3 of them, but thank you for telling me that. As soon as I'm able to find or get a hold of Part 2, I will watch it. I disliked Part 1 considerably. I did not like it. Let's put it like that. It's hard to get rid of your comics, but it's lets you focus on better comics. Very true. And since there are no good comics coming out anymore to buy, I don't buy new stuff. You can just focus on good stuff. Yeah. Wax says, I'm a comic reader, so I don't care if I have the original issues. Trade reprinting the stories is good enough for me. I'm the same way, Gwag. I love having originals and all that stuff, but I'm like you. To me, the story and the art are the thing, and I love me some trade paperbacks and some omnibus. I love me an epic collection and that kind of stuff. Same deal. Davina says the trade paperbacks are easier because you're not worried about their value or condition. Exactly. Although they look nice on the shelf. I love it. Oh, it's called Unfrosted. The thank you, Fanty. I heard about that. I've seen a trailer. It's called Unfrosted. It's got Jerry Seinfeld, and it takes, I guess it's in the 60s, where it takes place with the companies that make cereal, Post and Kellogg's. That looks kind of fun. and often the trade paperbacks end up correcting any color issues or fading. The paper quality is better now. Unfortunately, some of the trades are not complete due to missing originals, etc. A lot of originals were chopped up for reprinting purposes, but I will say that sometimes Defina, they piss me off with the trades. Not so much the trades, but Masterworks and Archives, which I love. Sometimes they recolor stuff and they change some things that aggravate me. Even omnibuses do that. I wish they wouldn't do that, but it's a minor thing. I still love those. Earlier here, I was talking about a couple of hardcovers that I'm trying to get. I got lucked out on one. Another one is the prices on some of them are really ridiculous that I missed, that I wanted to go back and get. Prices on them are crazy. That's the thing about, like you said, that's the thing about the omnibus. They reprint the letter pages. Oliver says, Clobby, have you collected any Star Trek vintage trading cards when you had your comic book shop back then? Yes, I bought. I was able to get a handful of the ones from the original loose ones at a con one time from the original Star Trek trading card set, but I really couldn't afford all of them. Then somewhere in the 90s, they put out a new set of the original series cards, and I got those. I still have those. Yeah, some of the changes are definitely annoying. Yeah, they're not cheap anymore. Ezra Goldstein, well, good to see you, my friend, and shalom. I will say this, though, Davina, sometimes you can find good prices on them. If you go to instocktrades.com, that's one I've been going to. I just ordered some stuff up there again. And sometimes at Ollie's, if you have one near you, they'll have not so much anymore, but sometimes they're Second and Charles. Once in a while, you can find good prices on trades and hardcovers. And even there used to be some guys used to go to cons and bring tables, with a bunch, and they bring a bunch of price. You can find good prices sometimes on the trades. There's also like cheapgraphicnovels.com. That's a good site you can't find everything, but you can find some good stuff. They really changed the colors on the Simonson Thor omnibus, but it still looks good, really nice. So I didn't mind it though. Yeah. A number of months back when on J-Man's channel. Davina. Yeah, if you look at In Stock Trades and cheapgraphicnovels.com, In Stock Trades is really good. A few months back when we were reviewing Kirby's Fourth World on J-Man's channel, Gwag, Sean, who was reviewing it with us, he was reading it through the big Kirby, the first Kirby Fourth World omnibus. And there were a couple of instances because we were looking at scans from the old comic and showing it on the screen. That's how we read it. We got a site that you can read any comic ever on. There's a site there that has every comic ever made you can read for free. That we use that, and almost about every comic ever made. And thanks, D-Bud. There you go, instocktrades.com. And we were they recolored some of Kirby's stuff. And I've seen them, they did it to when I had the Coming of Galactus in my Marvel Masters works, Fantastic Four Master works, for the first appearance of Galactus, they gave him sleeves and stuff. So they do screw around sometimes but at least it's not like what Neil Adams did to one of his. I think sometimes the power's going to their heads. I can't think of a good reason to change the colors of the well, like I said, in the first appearance of Galactus, Kirby had him with I guess it was the summertime, in New York. Galactus had no sleeves and he had shorts on. And because I guess they thought that looked bad, he had a G on his. They recolored him and they gave him sleeves and pants. Just leave that stuff alone. Don't do that. But Neil Adams takes the cake. Back in the late 90s, early 2000s, I remember he did a big hardcover too big a slip case. It was really beautiful looking. It was this Green Lantern, Green Arrow, Neil Adams, classic run, hard traveling heroes run, the whole thing in 2 volumes in a slipcase that holds both books. Well, naturally, I ordered that sucker. I could afford to order stuff that back then. And I ordered that puppy, and I get it. I still have it here on my shelf, and I could not wait to see that thing. And holy shite. Neil Adams, nobody else now. Neil Adams went back over it and over inked the shit out of it. He freaking, I mean, dude, oh God, man, it was like so garish, so ugly what he did to it. I just wanted a nice, clean. I already had a nice, clean reprint of it. And those special paper editions they did in the early 70s. Early 80s. It was comic shops only. I thought this was going to be so cool in a hardcover. And he freaking screwed him up. He did a Batman one. I didn't get that one because of what he did to this one. It's so ugly. It's so over inked. So I can't believe it. It looks like dog crap. It made me eyes bleed. I haven't looked at it. I have it on my shelf up there. I've not looked at it in 20 years. I might look at it now and have a softer review of it, but I don't know, man. Galactus was the universe's first prophet of shorts. Kirby was a true innovator guy, intended shorts before they were a thing. That's how advanced Galactus is. Yes, sir. So, yeah. And I'm afraid to look and see how much those archives that I need are. But they're up there. Those Legion archives are. Man, I managed to get 8. Look at I managed to find 8 for cover price, but everywhere else it was a few $100. Why does that happen to a certain issue? For example, you can get most of the archives of some series for at least cover price. Now I wait till you find cheap deals on them. I mean, sometimes I'm at Ollie's. I've gotten archives for like $7, $8. I've gotten some really expensive books at Ollie's. This was years ago now, but for dirt cheap. They had a Guardians of the Galaxy solo stories omnibus. Over $100-something book. It was $40. No, it was 40. Yeah, it was like 120-something book. No. It was $20. It was the Captain America Vibranium edition, which was a $225 monster that you had to have a wheelbarrow to carry out of the store, that I got for $40. That's rare. Wish I'd have got that. Well, I'd been able to get that Kirby book. And where do you put stuff like that? I have no place to put anything. Bloody hell. Oh, well. Anyway, let's see. Gwag says they also recolored the Tales of Asgard hardcover, but I thought the new coloring really worked with the stories. But I can see why some people wouldn't like it. I don't mind recoloring too much. I don't mind it too much, yeah. Those comics we're looking for hidden in a vault somewhere. I suspect there are a few mega warehouses where they are kept and forgotten. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'll definitely agree with that suspicion. That sounds like 2-foot tall Kirby books I saw. Yeah. We have a place called, I don't know if you have a Wag, because I know you sent me those pictures. I don't know if you have a place called Second and Charles. They're in parts of the country. And we have a couple around here, and they have that book, whatever. Let me see if I can find that picture you sent. Yeah. All right. I'll show everybody. This is one big mother. And they have it at the store near my place. And a couple different, I mean, they did not sell this thing out. I mean, it's all over the place. For those who can see this, let me make it a little bit bigger. There are two books. As you can see, that's the big book that my mouse is on now, or was. If you can see my mouse, I don't know if you can see it. No, you can't. Now you can. Okay, this book here is called Kirby is Fantastic. This here is an epic collection, the normal trade paperback size of the Coming of Galactus, of the epic collection. So does that tell you how big this freaking book is? Kirby is Fantastic. Yes, it's gigantic. And it's $50 now. It's an half price. At least where I am, it's $50, which is a good deal. I still can't just drop that kind of cash right now, but I'm tempted to do it. There's a Thor book right next to it called Kirby is Mighty. And they did a Ditko book called of Doctor Strange called Ditko is Strange. I think did they do a Spider-Man one called Ditko is Amazing? Either way, I want that Kirby book. I will get it eventually. Because they got two or three different stores. They have a couple of copies of it. Nobody's buying it. Oh, there's an Eternals book right next to it, the same size. And the reason no one's buying it is because they would want it, but the cover price on these things when they came out were over $100-something bucks. Who could buy that? I mean, they came out around the same time. Books of Millions owns Second and Charles. That's true, Larry. We don't have any Books of Millions around me anymore, but we have a Second and Charles though. And the one on the other side is the Kirby Eternals book. Yes. And then they have the other Kirby Marvel Master works, such as the Devil Dinosaur. Is there a Devil Dinosaur one that big? Or is it just the Masterworks? It reminds me of how much of a penciler's art can get lost in the process. I assume most of that art is shrunk down for your normal size comic book. It is. Good night, Picasso. Have a good one, my friend. You take care of yourself. So, and by the way, I appreciate the picture, Gwag. It's cool. But man, look at that. That is a monstrosity. How do you even read that? I have a book almost as big as that. They did a Galactus book for like 40, but it was only $40 though. Did you get that Galactus book, Gwag? That was about the same size as that one, as this one here, and it was just Galactus stories. That is original stories, and 2-3 years ago, 4 years ago, 5, somewhere up in there, and it was about the same size as this book. It had the Kirby Galactus stories and had the John Buscema Galactus stories. This is not a coffee table book, dude. It's a coffee table without legs. Yes, exactly. It would make a great coffee table, though. Yeah. It's just amazing. I mean, it's incredible. So, yep, that's bigger than that Vibranium edition I have. But that Galactus book was a lot cheaper than this, and so I bought it. I have it. Where am I going to put it? That's bigger than artist editions. Do you have any artist editions, Gwag? Yep, no place to put it. They're just too big. Yeah. That's why I only have a couple of artist editions because they're just so expensive. I've got a Watchmen one. I've got a a Kirby FF, a Kirby Thor, and a Kirby Prisoner artist editions. But there's so many they've done, I can't afford them though. So that's very cool stuff, though. Thank you, Gwag, for that. I almost forgot that you sent that picture. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, dear. The card is wild tonight. What else is going on out there, my friends? Make sure I didn't miss anybody. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Oliver says Jim Lee has designed covers for the upcoming DC versus Marvel Omnibus and DC Marvel Amalgam or Age Omnibus editions coming out in August. Now, thank you, Oliver. Oliver, is he going to do the is he going to have all of the Marvel DC crossovers? That's a big omnibus, but they could do it. See, I have not a big, but a decent, fairly decent Treasury collection, Treasury tabloid collection, books from the 70s. Whereas I say that with humble, with humility and reverence, because I got a buddy of mine has collected. We went nuts, and he collected every Treasury edition, not just the Marvel and DC ones either. He's got them all from back then, almost everything ever done in that format, which is basically the Treasury / tabloid format, which are big, beautiful books. I mean, publications, sort of. Well, they're square bound or blue bound, whatever you want to call them. And those are amazing. But they had to shrink those to put them in any kind of a trade or any kind of stuff like that. The only oversized book like this I have is the Wednesday Comics collection by DC. I think I bought every one of those Wednesday comics. The newspaper, the regular one. I didn't buy that collection, but the regular ones, Just one artist edition, Winter Smith, Conan, Red Nails. It is unwieldy, says could not be. Yeah, oh great. Well, that's beautiful though. Putin's cat's back. Yo, welcome back. Welcome back. Your dreams were your ticket out. Welcome back. Sorry. To that same old place that you left about. Unfortunately, it is not going to have all of the crossovers. No JLA Avengers. They need to do a special of that then. And they're leaving out stories by a certain creator that has had certain legal difficulties. Oh, that one didn't he get out of? Isn't he out now? Let's say. I assume his initials are. Well, I'm not going to say it. Oh yeah, he did some. Yeah. Amalgam, right? He did a couple of. Oh, he did an amalgam or two. Didn't he, Gwag? Yeah, I won't say his name. I don't know why, but I won't. A lot of interesting stories about that dude. GJ, eh? Yep, I think he got out though. I'm not sure. I think he's out, released on his own recognizance, as it were. Ezra Goldstein says, Clobby, have you heard that RTD, Pewee on him, is going to rid the sonic screwdriver? Getting rid of, I think he meant the sonic screwdriver, because young kids will use the sonic screwdriver as a gun. A GUN, sorry. Are you going to watch the current iteration of Dr. Puke, Clobby? No, I'm not. Thank you, Ezra. I hope I'm not. And what I mean by that is I'm the kind of sicko that it's weird because I'm not the kind of guy that if there's a wreck, I'm gonna pass it by, I might look, but I won't rubberneck. I'll keep going. I don't want to see it. And yet, the train wreck that is Doctor Who, I should have left it when it started getting bad during the Capaldi era, in my opinion. And I should not have watched the Jodie shit, but I did. The only Jodie shit I did not watch was the the Flux. At that time, I didn't have BBC America anymore, and I would have to have actually put up forth some effort to go find it, but I just watched Gary's reviews and other reviews and didn't care. I was like, I can live without seeing that. And then I watched the stupid 60th anniversary twaddle. Before that, I watched I watched her last special, which came out a year before the 60th anniversary. And then I watched the shitty, horrible 60th anniversary specials, and the even shittier Christmas special. And now I don't know. It's horrible, but will I force myself to sit through it? Ezra, I really hope that I don't, but I might be sitting there. I do have access to it. And I might, oh, God. I might force myself to watch the first one. There's no call for it. Just so I can talk about it, maybe. What about you, Ezra? You tell me what you're going to do. Are you going to watch that filthy maggot-infested drivel? Brian Hepburn says, I have some Taschen XXL books. Oh, those are beautiful. Wow. They're really nice, but way too big to read comfortably. Yeah, that's the thing. They're like a lot of these things, showpieces. I don't really like the smaller versions of them, though. Okay, I've seen the bigger ones. Stephen Mack. Hey, what's up, Stephen Mack? Don't do it, Clobberin. You're right. I'm an idiot if I do it, but then I'm an idiot for anyway. There is no current version of Doctor Who. There is a show that has a similar name, but the Doctor ended back in 2016. Yeah, for me, it ended in 2013. I think my personal headcanon cutoff is 2013. No pun. As much as I like Peter Capaldi as an actor, I never enjoyed his run because I thought he was badly written and badly written for. And Matt Smith didn't have a lot of great stories, but he was great as the Doctor, and I loved Day of the Doctor, not so much Time of the Doctor. The Doctor's Time Lord's supposed to die after 12 generations, and so he died. Could not be reached. You're definitely right. I should not do it. Unfortunately, I'm well known for doing things I should not do. I'm famous for it. Well, not really, but so yeah, I should not do it. Lord help me. I don't know. I have no desire to see that horrible shit. But on the one hand, I kind of want to know. I want to be informed. I want to inform myself. Fatty said, did you know they tried to act like the latest new Who did better in ratings than the first Doctor Who in 1963? But in 63, Who was a new show and aired weekend of Kennedy's assassination. That is some bogus bullshit. Donnie says, I found perfect alternatives to the upcoming Doctor Who series, including Paramount's Knuckles and Disney Plus Hulu's Go Go Loser Ranger Loser Anime. Both fun. No, there you go. He also said, they're among my alternatives to the Acolyte and Skeleton Crew as well. So you're saying, Donnie, then you don't plan to watch Doctor Who or the Acolyte or Skeleton Crew? Is that what you're saying? I would have figured you would watch those. Brian says, hey, look who's here. What's up, dude?
Hello. How's it going?
All right, man. Good to see you.
Glad to be here. Sorry I'm so late.
No, welcome. Good to see you there. Brian says the Sonic looks like a gun. If anything, they made the Sonic look like a personal device for, yeah, they did.
I heard they made it look like a remote control or something ridiculous.
Trying to make it like a remote control or some kind of horse hockey.
So it's not dangerous. So kids don't think it's scary.
Order Mark to watch it. I'm about to ask Mark that question, but let me see. Ezra says, I will not be watching the current iteration of Doctor Who. Good. One, I don't have Disney Plus. Good man. And I stay as far away from Disney Plus as possible. Sensible. Very sensible. Let's see what Donnie said. To be honest, I'm skipping New Who, The Acolyte, and Skeleton Crew, but good luck to those who are looking forward to them. You know what, Donnie? I am so proud of you. I'm so proud of you for that. Good job, my friend. You are a sporting gentleman to do that because it's good to skip stuff when you don't need to see. You don't need the stress. There you go. Ever watch?
You're making
Sharp?
me watch it for the show, though. Yeah.
No, I'm not. But Steve Mack says, ever watch Sharp with Sean Bean? I've not seen. I know of it, but I've not seen it. Stephen Mack, sorry. No, for no calculated reason, but I just have not seen it. It's never had a chance, but I do know about it. And so, will you be watching that filth?
Yeah, I have to watch it because we have
Why?
to suffer through it so we can tell everyone how bad it is. And I just
Are you
watch stuff. So if I
freaking
ever
nuts?
have to talk about it,
Well,
and I hear there's gonna
okay.
be great. They hear there's gonna be great dance numbers in it. So
There's your
looking
answer,
forward
folks.
to
Now
that.
I have to watch it because he's watching it.
I mean, if
Now
I'm
I
ever
have
gonna
to
talk
watch it.
about something, if I'm gonna be a real YouTuber like Mexican Iron Man, I figure.
Well, I don't want to be a
Kinda gotta
YouTuber
watch.
anymore. If I have to watch that, I don't want to be a YouTuber.
And
So-
I was lurking before because I was doing a project in my basement and trying
I'm
to make
gonna-
room to
I'm gonna
put
watch
more
it.
comic books in.
It's his fault. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was doing putting up some benches and stuff so I can fit more comics. And thank you for when you open your new comic book shop, you'll have a file list for people who buy new comics. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. You know what? There's gonna be a special area in the back. It's called the dunce area.
The dunce in the way
You
back,
have to
right?
you have to wear a dunce cap when you come in and buy your new comics.
Or put a bag over your head.
No,
Can you put them in? Can you
No.
put them in? Cover them in bags so
no, you have to
no
be
one can
publicly
see what you're
shamed.
publicly shamed.
No,
yeah.
no bag over the head.
Well, put the comics, do comics in bags, like they did with those adults, the adult stuff, right?
You have to
Oh, God.
share your shame with the world.
Well, you were kind of describing McKay's bookstore in down south in a lot of different ways.
Yeah,
They
pretty
have
much,
no
but
new
I-
comics. Yeah, but you'd
Pretty much,
customize
but-
them. Yeah.
I would do a few things differently, but I would love to go there.
Yeah,
Like I said, I'm gonna have a
Let's see what
pizza.
it is.
I'm gonna have a food area, not just pizza. It'll be pizza and burgers and stuff.
Popcorn.
I'm gonna have a coffee thing right next to it. Coffee area.
I'd go.
And then it's going to have a big, like a session where people can go sit down and just, I might have that there and that, like a big session where you can bring your food and sit down, you can talk and hang out. So that'll be maybe one area.
Yeah. That was
would be
always
like-
what was fun about the comic shop, just hanging out and talking with everyone. It was half
Yeah.
the fun of buying buying new comics. I mean, yeah. So
Yep.
that's why I like hanging out here. It's the virtual comic shop,
We're very virtual around here.
Yeah. We're not in person. Yep.
We're so virtual. So thanks a lot. Now, all right. Ezra, it looks like I have to watch it because Mark is, and I can't let him watch it by himself. No, can I?
You won't want to make me suffer. We've watched Strangled Nude Worms together on the through StreamYard and kind of laughed our way through it. So that was actually kind of fun watching it with you, saying
Oh, God. John Platt,
how bad it was. Yeah.
that's the run. Thank you so much for those kind words, John Platt. Thank you for being here, my friend. It's good to see you.
Take care.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Donnie says, also speaking of Disney Star Wars, I'm cautiously looking forward to Tales of the Empire. And I think it's going to be, it should be called Tales of the Fempire, but personally. And
That's
the
the new
season-
animated series, right? That's coming out.
I think so. And Andor, but that may be all. I got you, Donnie. I'm reading you on FM, buddy. Hulu's thank you, good night. The Bon Jovi story is he was giving that one a chance too. Well, I'm not much of a Bon Jovi guy myself, but I can understand if you were a fan of his that you would want to give that a shot. Absolutely. Oliver Belamonte says, my adventures of Superman season 2 trailers on YouTube. That's still going on.
It
It
is.
comes
Yeah.
out on May 25, but I can't stand a young Lex Luthor wearing eyeglasses. I watched the first 2 of that show, Oliver, and it was enough for me. I will never touch it again. It was horrible what I saw. If it got better, if anyone says it got better, I'll just have to take your word for it. I can't do it. I'll sit through that if I can find it. Like someone mentioned earlier that Crisis on Infinite Earths Part 2 came out. There's going to be a third part. I do want to watch. I'll sit through that stuff, but I can't watch. Even if it sucks, it's look, it's something to. It's Crisis, so I got to see it. But man, I can't take. Let's see. Oh boy, we got a challenge coming up here. Clobberin Times. We should also do a reaction of the Enterprise set like they have in the Georgia, upstate New York. Well, Mark needs to know that thing.
I need to see that for Ticonderoga, New York. Yeah, Shatner was there, I think, last summer.
Yeah,
God, I wish I'd been able to. You had to buy. The tickets were expensive, but worth it. It's a once in a lifetime thing. So they had pictures of him. And of course, they gave him the captain's chair. Of course, right? He had a reserved seat, but that place looks amazing. So the joke was with my friends for years. The joke, when's your wife gonna let you put in an Enterprise bridge movie theater in your house? I'm like, well, someday if I have a big enough house. But that would always be like a dream to have like like an Enterprise bridge / movie with the view screen would be the obviously be where the movies would be shown, and yeah, that would be cool.
Yep.
Someday I'll go.
If you could have one full-size animatronic figure with lights and sound in the comic shop, which would you choose? Says Kudabe Reese. Lights and sound, eh?
How about Robbie the Robot or B5 or B9?
Robbie the Robot or the B5 robot from Lost in Space. One of those two. That's a good one. There's so many though, man. One's tough to pick, buddy, but maybe like you said, the Lost in Space robot, which means a lot to me. Yeah.
You don't want to pick the Terminator because he could turn on you and take you out.
Well, he said lights and sounds and stuff, so that's
yeah.
Glagler says, no, please don't watch the new series. If you do, then you will have to talk about it, and we will have to listen to how cringeworthy it is. I can at least. How about if I promise to make it funny? How about if I promise Wagner to be a complete a-hole about how bad it is? So at least it'll be amusing. Because I guarantee you, if I talk about it, yeah, it's not going to go good for the show. Not that they'll care, but All right. I'm sorry, Gwag. It's his fault. Blame him.
Yeah, my contract. Yeah.
Oliver said this earlier. I was slightly dismayed at Justice League Crisis on Infinite Earths Part 2. Yet I haven't seen it yet. Yet I'll stick to the Part 3 conclusion as it involves Lex Luthor. Well, I will definitely review that drivel. And so Putin's cat says, what show do you like? Now, is that meant to imply that I don't like anything or something? Is that one of the usual? Because I don't know. I'm not saying it is Putin, but if it is, fine. But I used to get that all the time. I would talk about something some things I don't like. So, what do you like? That snarty, dumbass thing people do sometimes. And I'm like, well, what do you mean? I can name. Okay, I like nothing. Come and look at my shelves and all the stuff I bought that I love over the years. No, I don't like anything. Just because I don't like things doesn't mean I don't love them. There are things I don't like doesn't mean there are things I love. So I don't know what that. By the way, I'm not saying Putin's saying that, but I'm evading the question. Well, no, I'm not evading the question. I'm not sure what you said. What show? As if I like. I mean, it's just like one show. I'll give you one. Do you want me to give you one show? Would you like a list? I could give you 100, but I'll give you one. Let's see. We'll just go with the obvious. Star Trek, the original series. Not only do I like it, I love it with a burning passion. Oh, besides Star Trek, you didn't say that. Okay. Doctor Who, before it was ruined. I loved it. For 40 years, over 40-something years, I loved it. I'll give you another one. We were talking about it earlier when the show started. Have Gun Will Travel. I love that show. Blake 7. I love that show. LOL. But I like Putin's cat. I like you more than anything because you are a lot of fun. I got to admit, don't ever change. But I'm ragging on you, buddy. But I'm really I'm having fun with you, man. But I'm saying people have done that to me before. They'll be like, "Well, what do you like?" Just because I was, ragging on
being
stuff.
so negative, right? Yeah.
But you could ask me any question anytime, Putin. Did you like Dead Reckoning Part 1? I don't know what that is.
Is that a video game, Dead Reckoning?
Is that a video game?
I
Oh, yeah.
don't know what that is.
Yeah. I think and you know what? I think I played it once. That's a video game, right?
I think.
I'm not much of a game. Mission Impossible. I like the TV show Mission Impossible. Oh, you mean it's Mission Impossible. Dead Reckoning.
Oh! I'm thinking of the game. There's a game, Dead Reckoning, but yeah, okay.
Oh,
No,
is
because Tom Cruise is in that.
No, I don't. I hate Tom Cruise. Hey, Neurotonax, Amanda Americans. Answer would be no, Putin, because I don't like Tom Cruise. So I didn't. To be fair, it's not whether I like it or not. I didn't watch it because he's in it. So, OMG.
But Haley Atwell was in it, so I heard you watch.
That's your problem.
I heard you watch that cut with. You watch a special Clobby cut with Tom Cruise removed, or just the Haley Atwell scenes?
No, sir.
You didn't.
OMG. No. OMG. Putin's cat. OMG. I'm disappointed in you. You can do it better than OMG. Clobber Times. Me too. I love a few Mission movies as well. To be, I hate the Mission Impossible movies. I love the TV show. I won't. Well, put it like this: Tom Cruise is in them. So yeah, Interstellar. Never watched it. He's gonna OMG. We're playing a game now. We're gonna play the OMG game.
OMG game.
Let's see if Putin is shocked by that one. I've never seen that one. The Dark Knight. Okay. The Dark Knight, I like. I'm not big on Christopher Nolan's take on Batman. I thought Batman Begins had some okay. It was a decent, okay movie. I think Dark Knight is the same deal. It's okay. I think it's a bit overrated, but I don't dislike it. I like it. I hate the ending big time. Batman wouldn't do that. A lot of things were wrong with the ending, turning covering for Two-Face and turning him into the good guy. Killing him at all was stupid. Him dying at all was stupid. So I don't, but it's okay. It's just, I always call the Nolan movies Batman for dummies. And I hate The Dark Knight Retires.
The last one you're talking.
This is a fun game. You can throw another one at me.
Of course, Dark Knight. The Dark Knight is one of my all-time favorite movies. But
really,
yeah, I love that movie. God,
I
don't like Batman Begins. I love the second one. The third one's a disaster. And I hear what you're saying about it, but I just love that. I just love that movie and the Joker and that. And I consider it like an Elseworlds kind of tale, if that helps. But yeah, there's things about it that I don't like, but
it's okay.
I think what would work is that movie would work as a detective story without like picture Humphrey Bogart as, the detective in that, without obviously all the wonderful gadgets, but I just enjoyed that movie a lot. I think it's really well done. But I can't argue with what you're bringing up about those plot points. I had a good time in the movie theater. Yeah.
Yeah,
Brian, something from
Brian likes Batman Begins. I thought Batman Begins was okay too. I mean, it had problems with it, but I don't like Heath Joker at all. I'm not big on Heath Joker. It's a good performance. It's not really my Joker. It's good enough.
So I wanted more Begins. I wanted more like the prison stuff and the Bruce traveling the world fighting. I didn't like the Ra's al Ghul stuff and the way they, as much as I like Liam Neeson, I just didn't like that the way they portrayed Ra's al Ghul in that movie. But I mean, I'm not saying it's a bad movie.
No, I'm with you on that. I don't like the way they handle him.
I didn't like the way they handled him, and I would have loved to seen more of a younger Bruce. And the end of the movie, ending it maybe with him meeting Ra's al Ghul or
right,
something like that. But more of I love that prison. My favorite scene in the whole movie is when he gets thrown into the prison in Asia, and he's fighting the guys in the pit, and he's just taking them all on, and no one can touch him because that's Batman. That's one of my favorite scenes in the Dark Knight comic book when Bruce Wayne is going down to Crime Alley to lay some roses for his parents, and the bad guys are so scared from him just in a civilian outfit. They're like, I don't know, man, this guy looks crazy. I don't think we should go near him. And that's Batman to me. Like, just a huge athlete and just someone you wouldn't want to mess with in any way, shape, or form, obviously.
Chief Shadow, hello there. Welcome. Now Westworld, if are you referring to the movie from early 1970s, Putin's Cat, or the TV show?
We must be talking
Um,
TV show.
I
'Cause
never
he's
watched
asking
the
about
TV.
TV shows.
I never watched the TV show, but I kind of liked the movie with Yul Brynner and Richard Benjamin. I thought that was okay, but I have not seen the show. All right, let me
First
see
season
here.
of the show is very, very good. Then it falls off a cliff and becomes a total disaster.
Let's see here. Let's answer some other ones. He had another one. Did you? I have not watched Fallout, but Mark has and has talked about it at length. Here.
Yep. That was good. It was good, yeah.
Brian
Critical
Hepburn.
Drinker liked it, actually.
Yeah, so did Raquel, didn't she? I can't remember.
But Mahler didn't like it. And Gary
Martin
didn't like it.
Cool.
No, I was watching the review today. Yeah.
Okay. We don't Brian Hepburn says we don't have any good comic shops where they even want to talk about comics now. Really? Wow. We go to a tabletop gaming shop that is pretty close to the old comic shop days. Oh, really? Wow. Yeah, we have some of those gaming shops around too. Not so much. We have comic shops here, but you know.
Well, a lot of the shops would have gaming in them that I've seen, because
but some of them do. Yeah,
money.
Donnie says, I know what I've just stated is just my personal opinion. No worries. Oh, okay. I'm not sure what that refers to now. Sorry. Oliver says, Clobby Mark, have you seen the interview of William Shatner and Collider interviews on YouTube? It was shown 4 days ago. I have not. Have you?
No, I haven't seen that yet. No,
I don't watch Collider because I don't like John Crampia. But I have not seen that, Oliver. Sorry. Columbia Reach says the Mission Impossible TV series is freaking awesome. Agreed, sir. Great show. Love it. Donnie says, not a bad take, though the 1989 Batman movie is my second superhero movie of all time. Number one, Superman the movie. Well, that's a good choice there. And Mighty Morphin Power Rangers the movie.
I'm shocked that's on the list. No, just kidding.
Shocking. No, there you go.
No, better be on your list. I would say who kidnapped her Donnie. Yeah.
I got to catch up on my original MI binge on Paramount Plus at some point, though. Oh, what a classic. If you're talking about the show, I'm with you. I don't like the movies. Hey, DJ Play Nice. Good to see you there. Let's see here. Poots Cat said I had one other one. Other than The Expanse, I think I've mentioned all the modern stuff I watch. I watched the first couple of seasons of Expanse. Don't hurt me, but I didn't get into it much. I get nothing against it so much. But I didn't really I'm weird. I don't like, there's certain things I make exceptions for, but like the grim and the gritty dystopian type science fiction that is closer to our times rather than something that's far, far in the far-flung future. I'm never big into those too much. If it has spaceships and stuff like that, I generally like to see, warp drive and, they're going to other planets and all that stuff. I don't really, to hell with Earth. Again, it doesn't matter because if I love the show, I'd love the show. A lot of people really love that show, and I absolutely respect it. That's why I stuck with it for as long as I did. Like I said, 2 years of it. But I didn't really dislike it or anything at all. I thought it was good. I just never followed up on it. You know what I mean?
Yep. I didn't finish watching the series, but I did really like, was it the first 2 or 3 seasons? And then I heard that wasn't so good later on. I gotta watch it to judge. But I did like what I did really like was the physics of the spaceship and how it didn't go like it was on rails. Some of that stuff
totally
was more
realistic. Yeah, it was very realistic.
Tried to be more realistic, and
which is good.
One thing that was crazy was Thomas Jane's character. God, that was an off-the-wall character, tough to follow. But you did get to like that crew on the Rosinante. How do you say it? Rosinante or
Rosinante?
Rosinante. Sure. I can't. The R ship. I can't say it.
The R ship.
The R ship. Why can't I come up with like an easier name? Like
Rosinante.
Yeah, I can see it, but I can't say it. But don't mind me. But yeah, that was kind of became a cool ship, and then but one of the guys got into trouble, say with the Me Too movement, and then they jettisoned him from the show.
Rosinante. By the way, I'm giving everyone while Mark's talking, I'm giving everyone a pop quiz right now. Name a Federation starship, not one from the shows. What you would name one. So you can't use one that's already established. Go. Anyway, so go ahead. USS, name one. And Make up a name. You can't be one that's already has.
Oh, it can't be like the Yorktown or something.
Yeah, don't use Yorktown or Enterprise or anything like that, or Reliant. Don't use any of those. I would go with creatives. Rot says, I would go with creativeness over realistic in my fiction. Yeah, realistic. I got to tell you, realism is there are times when I can respect it, but when my entertainment, I'm not that big on. For example, Christopher Nolan, he does try to ground his Batman. Yes, Biggest Diggest. That's a good name for a ship. He tries to, and I'm like, I don't need Batman that grounded in reality. I don't need any superhero to be particularly realistic. I don't need. That's a good one there. When you're at, there's no wrong answer anyway. But, you know what I'm saying? I just don't. I don't.
It can be a little ground,
especially with
semi-believable, but
yeah.
Like a Batman, but like Batman should be able to fly everywhere.
But Blake 7 is very realistic.
Yeah.
There you go, Gwag. You took the words out of my mouth. The USS Kirby, USS Alliance. There you go. Titanic. Look at it. The risotto. The risotto. Is that risotto or risotto? Could not be reached.
That's a great kind of Italian rice. Yeah.
Yeah. You want? Let's see. The Excelsior. They had an Excelsior though, Glenzer. Good to see you, Glenzer. Moonscraper.
That was this ship that became the Enterprise. That
yeah. Well, it was
the design.
Sulu's ship was it's Excelsior class too.
Yeah. USS Clam Pizza. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. So
I'd be in it, and I could be captain of that, and we'd turn into a rotating restaurant.
What if they were like named by really crude a-holes? The USS Jacob. I don't know. So what would you name one? How about the USS Reagan? Oh, I would.
Well, that's a good one. Yeah, yeah.
The USS, that'd get us in trouble, wouldn't it?
How about the USS Tiberius?
Yes. See, there's the thing. There's got to be a USS Kirk. I think there's a USS Archer.
Yeah, there was an Archer class ship. Yeah.
But that was it later, or was it? I mean,
it was late. Yeah, but I think it's in the video game. So Star Trek Online has created a ton of cool ships. So I guess they're canon in some way, shape, or form.
Moonraker.
The new Enterprise is going to be the Moonraker.
Gallifrey, yeah. Gallifrey.
The USS Dolly Head Braces.
Yeah. USS Germans 2 for a random funny movie. USS Def Leppard.
Pour some sugar on it.
What about the USS Hindenburg? Oh, the USS Ace Rimmer. I like it. Smoke me a kippa. We'll be back for breakfast.
Red Dwarf. Yep.
USS
Red Dwarf.
USS Jellicoe. They also do they have a USS Picard? Didn't they make one in that stupid Picard show or no?
No, they didn't. No, that'll
Surprised they didn't.
You got to be long dead and gone. So maybe in the Discovery, which I haven't finished watching, maybe.
He is dead.
Well, yes, but he's sort of alive. He's mostly dead right now.
The USS Asshead. USS Liberator. I like it.
That's a good one. Yeah. Liberator's good.
Yeah. Johnson. I see what you did there, Putin.
Lyndon, of course, named after Lyndon Johnson, our president.
Ezra, there've already been a couple of Defiants. There've been a Constitution class ship that was a Defiant in the Tholian Web.
And that becomes the Mirror
one. And then, of
course,
or is
that that's the Enterprise in the Enterprise, or no? That's the Defiant and Mirror too. It's been both, right?
Tholian Web, and then it's on not a Mirror. Not a Mirror, the Mirror Universe Enterprise episode.
Enterprise, that's what I was, yeah. What's that one called? Through a Mirror Darkly, or what's the title of that episode?
What?
The Enterprise episode.
Yeah,
what's the title?
In a Mirror Darkly.
In a Mirror Darkly. Okay, yeah.
USS. You're all thinking of silly names, but I was trying to think.
Good names, right?
Some of them are coming with good ones. USS Forsaken. Wow. USS Hollywood. It'll be full of crap. No, never mind. Because some of the names are weird. Especially on TNG had some dumb names for some of their ships. I mean,
USS Kirok.
Yeah, Kirok.
And the Keeler.
SpongeBob.
How about
Crackhead
Lower
Barney.
Drex? USS Lower Drex.
No one's even trying anymore. They're all making up names. Making up,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm making up like silly names.
Well, I like the
yeah.
Tiberius one.
What is that one on the stupid Lower Deck? Says Cerritos or some kind of
Cerrito or Cerritos.
What is
Cerrito
that about?
cereal.
What did they just name it? The
It's a weird ship.
USS Doritos.
I think it's Cerrito. Yep.
Yep.
It's a weird looking ship.
It
But
is a weird
people
looking
seem
ship.
to really like that. A lot of people love that show. I'll have to say about all the
The
new
Rock
Drex.
does.
Yeah.
Let's see. The USS
Wesley.
USS Shut Up Wesley. I like it. Yeah. There you go, Glenser. The USS Roddenberry. That's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Absolutely, they should have that.
Or the USS well, there's a Galaxy class. Was there USS Galaxy?
Yeah.
Or Great Bird of the Galaxy.
The first one has to be the name. West Kegel. Isn't the first ship in the line always that name?
Sometimes, yeah. Yeah, like the Missouri class battleships. Yeah, so
So
no, was there
a USS Galaxy? Yeah, gotta be. We don't have Wolfie here.
Yeah,
USS Fontana. I like that, Larry. The USS Fontana.
Yeah.
USS Nimoy. USS Scott. USS McCoy. That would be a medical ship.
It's green.
USS Asimov. I think they did that, didn't they? I think there was an Asimov once.
There might have been, yeah.
Goldsmith. There you go. Yeah, the Goldsmith. That wouldn't be bad. I mean, like I said, they could do every now and then have because they did. Let's see, some of the ones they come out with, like the Bozeman. That made sense because that's where First Contact was, right?
Yep.
They don't have. Did they have a USS Cochrane?
They probably ended up doing it. I'm sure, right?
Well, they did name measurements after him. 25 kilocrockrons. USS Pertwee. USS Zorro. USS Kubrick. Yeah.
USS
Bobby.
Baxter.
Thanks. Yeah, Baxter.
After Baxter building. Yep.
Yeah. There you go. USS Grimm. But yeah, cool stuff. Didn't they have a USS Lincoln?
Well, yeah, there was a USS Lincoln. Yeah.
I mean, you have stuff like the Lexington and the Yorktown, the Excalibur, the Gettysburg, Dark Star.
Yes. Yeah, USS CVN 72. Yeah, 5th Nimitz class powered aircraft carrier. Yep. The U.S. Navy has USS Lincoln.
The Nimitz.
It's a Nimitz class ship. Yeah.
Still that wasn't that in final what's that final countdown?
Was it the Lincoln in the final countdown?
I think that was the Nimitz.
God, I love that movie.
That was the Nimitz. I think.
Well, it was a Nimitz class, but let's see. We've got this handy dandy thing called the interwebs.
USS Manilow. Yeah, Donnie.
Let's see. Was it the Nimitz?
Oh boy, the USS
yeah, it was
Manilow.
the Nimitz. Yep, you're right. Yep. Never doubt Clobberin times. I wasn't doubting you. I just couldn't remember.
Well, I have a horrible memory. USS Tucker, named after Charles Tripp Tucker. You know what I did the other night? When I need serious cheering up, I got certain things. I need to watch something that I love. I pull out. I know we're a few months away from Enterprise, but I just
you watched it early?
I just pulled out an Enterprise episode. Just have random.
Out of order?
Oh yeah, I'm not. Who do you think I am?
Raquel, out of order.
Yeah. Oh, don't worry. I'll be happy to watch it again when we come back and review it. It's the third season anyway. It's a third season one, but I just love that episode. I needed some pick me up. I got a few things. I got certain attitude adjustment shows when I'm down in the dumps that help. And of course, it can be anything, but it's weird. I'll look at some things that I usually use and go, I don't know, but that's not right now. I don't know. For some reason, I don't want to watch it. For some reason, and I'm going, man, I could just pick up an original series episode. Let me do that. And then I said, I don't know.
Yep.
I think I'm in a weird mood. I want to watch an Enterprise episode. So I did. USS
Why
Godzilla.
not?
And it helped big time. And I'm the only one. I think I might love this show more than anybody because a lot of people hate this show. So anytime you guys are thinking, Clobby hates everything. Why does he hate this show that I like? Why does he hate that show that I like? Remember, I've been there because their shows for 20-something years. When Enterprise first came on the air, I didn't want to watch it, but I watched it. I became a fan immediately. I loved it. And then all I got told the whole time Enterprise was on the air and after it, that shit sucks. Why don't you like it? No, not everybody. Some of my friends liked it. But there was the Star Trek message boards on StarTrek.com. They had a message board for each show. And on the Enterprise board, there was this guy called himself Your Highness the King or whatever. He would make it his life's ambition every time an episode would come on to write a big long thing about how horrible and disgusting it was. And if you liked it, he went after everybody.
Oh, yeah, just killed it. Yeah.
If you argued with him, he would call you names and they let it go. And I'd be like, well, that's cool. And I finally stopped getting in arguments with him when he hated it.
Oh, you were arguing with them? Yeah.
No, I'm an idiot, but this is when the show was on the air. And I was like, okay, whatever, man. That's cool. I mean, you don't have to like it. But he hated it. And I've got another friend of mine. Well, my good boy DC, Doomcock hates it. But which is fine. But I have another friend of mine ever since the Trek Space days, and he freaking hates it. And he put on his Facebook last week. He doesn't like Voyager much. He bends it, but he just got through binging Voyager. Right? Says now on to the loathsome Enterprise. I hate it. I'm like, I was like, well, why bother watching it? I mean, what are you getting?
He just goes in order. It goes in a row. Yep.
I guess he just wanted to. He's not like McKellen does it every year, like she said.
Yeah.
But he just, he does it once in a while. I'm like, all right. I remember I had him on my show way back when not too long after it first started. He was always, every time I would slightly mention on my show, I like Enterprise, he would jump up my ass with a 2x4, always going after me all the time about it. I'm like, dude, fine. I don't care if you don't like it, but you get mad at me. He was a weirdo. Yeah. So I said, all right, dude. Oh, I know it was. A buddy of mine came on. We did our top 20 favorite episodes of Enterprise because he loved the show too. But he was just he was in the chat every time telling us how dumb we are. I mean, he was a friend. It wasn't like mean or anything.
But the other guy was just being nasty, though. He was nasty about Enterprise. That you're talking about.
The guy on the StarTrek.com. This one, he hates it, but he wasn't like he just likes to he wanted to make sure we knew how much he hated it. Listen, I get it. You hate it. So I got him on one night and we talked about it. He couldn't give me a lot of good reasons. He just hated it. Like, whatever, man. That's cool. I mean, it was fun enough. Wag says, I'm scared of watching Enterprise as I hated the first 2 seasons. See, I loved them, buddy. I'm sorry. But now I wonder if my opinion will change. Yeah, you never know. Mine's changed on some stuff, but he said, after seeing the complete trash of New Drek. Well, all I can tell you, Gwag, because I don't know how close our ages are. Everybody's different. My opinion has changed on some things before. And in either direction, like something, I've had things that I didn't like much or really disliked that I ended up liking later. But I don't think I've ever had anything I've had things that I really liked that I might saw it later, didn't like it as much, but not the same way. Not like I walk away saying I hated it. It's the worst thing ever now. I don't know if that's ever happened, but I have had things that I thought were just kind of, I didn't like them that much. And then when I went back, I like it a lot better. So
yeah, usually it goes the other way. Usually you kind of don't like something, then maybe sometimes you like it more, but never goes like, oh, you love something and then you end up hating it later. I mean, or what happens is a series will go off the deep end, like we're talking Westworld, or, things start out good and then just go to hell. But usually sometimes you appreciate things much better as time as time goes on sometimes. And like the motion picture, Star Trek the motion picture,
Yeah.
much more well received now, I think, years later than
That's for
originally when it was
sure.
out. Yeah.
Quack. My opinion on Voyager's changed. I used to dislike it, but now I hate it.
Yeah, that's yeah, all right. Well,
Yeah.
that's true. Going, yeah. See, I really enjoyed Voyager the first time, but I don't, I'm not really liking it this time around. Some episodes I do like, and a few of the so I don't think I like the characters other than the Doctor. That
Yeah.
was
I
always
can
my favorite
at the
character.
best, I tolerate him in good stories.
Yeah, no, I love the Doctor and Picardo, but yeah, he's got to be in a good story. Paris maybe is good, but of
I
course,
like
Neelix snuffs it.
Chakotay a little bit, but
Chakotay's okay, yeah, but Harry Kim is boring. 7 of 9, of
boring.
course, great to look
Yeah.
at, but she's too much like a Vulcan now in retrospect, watching too many superpowers. I think watching him all this compressed too makes you realize what, how many similar storylines. And Paris is okay, but Torres is just not a likable,
she's not
interesting
likable.
character. No, and she's not interesting either. Worf is that
Right.
interesting Klingon character. So
Yeah, I don't like her or Janeway much. I mean, but I hear you on 7. Gwag's interesting. He's saying this. Buck Rogers, for me, Gwag, I love the pilot unreservedly. In the second episode, even though it's got the weirdest name ever, Planet of the Slave Girls, and there are no slave girls in it. And I know, I checked.
you checked, yeah.
But no, seriously, that was a great 2-parter with the weirdest title ever. And after that, the episodes of the first season are dog silly, but he is so cool as Buck Rogers. I just go with it. So it's more enjoyable. Then when you get to the second season, I hate everything about the way they changed the format, but I still love to this day Time of the Hawk, the 2-part opener. I can watch it again and again and again. I just adore it. I love it so much.
I haven't seen that in a long time, but I remember watching this.
Oh, dude, when I first saw it,
I loved Hawk. I thought Hawk was
oh,
awesome.
he's great. Well, when I first saw that, I'm like, man, this is going to be great. That episode's so good. Couldn't wait. Immediately. And they had Mark Leonard on the second part of a 2-parter called Journey to Oasis. I'm like, oh, this is going to be the greatest. And then right there, off the cliff.
Click.
For the most part, there are like 2 or 3 decent stories, but most of them are pretty lousy. And yet I could still have fun watching it. But it's not, they had terrible stories in both first and second season. But it's still fun to watch. It's kind of strange that way. They had one episode in that second season where it was pretty cool, where they had these aliens wearing these belts that made them look like these lizard aliens that made them look like humans. And so they were threatening to take over
aliens. Yeah,
right.
yeah.
They were going to take over the ship, the Searcher, and but Buck got sick and he had a bad fever. It's the only reason it was messing up his perceptions, because he could see them. He was the only one that could see him, and they all thought he was delusional because he was getting sick. And these aliens would take over. That was a pretty cool episode. And then Hawk was out on patrol, so he's like, "Bring me Hawk, bring me Hawk." He's like, but Hawk comes to him, and he's the only one that believes him. And I was like, man, Hawk was a great character, but they never did anything with him other than have him babysit Dr. Goodfellow.
Yeah, and Aaron Gray was in that ridiculous outfit.
Oh, that outfit was terrible. And they had some really goofy stories. They had one episode, Testimony of a Traitor, where they unearthed an old videotape that had Buck Rogers, video of him going on a mission that made him a spy mission that made him a traitor to the United States or whatever it turned out to be. Yeah. Never see that one. That was cool. But
I saw it years and years ago. I got to rewatch it. Dadman's watching it now on Friday night, so reviewing them. He's on to the second. He did the first season. They wasn't sure we'd do the second season, he said, but he's on to the second season. But I do remember thinking that remembering the character Hawk was really a cool character. And then if you're watching it as like a 10-year-old, it's a lot different experience than watching it,
Hey, RRT and Zed's here, by the way.
Hell,
RR.
How's it going on the other side of the world?
What's up, buddy? Donnie says, I don't have problems with those who despise Enterprise. Well, I don't have either. I just don't agree with them. Despite my enjoyment, nor do I have problems with those who despise modern Trek. Also, despite my enjoyment. Now, I'm gonna have to call you out on that one, Donnie. I think you should have problems with me for despising modern Trek, just as I have problems with you for liking it. And I'm afraid I'm gonna have to challenge you to a duel, sir. 10
duel.
paces at dawn.
How about you play Royal Fizbin to the death?
Yes. Yeah, look, you know what I think about modern filthy fake Trek, and I hate it. Hate it so much, Donnie, that I can't even. I mean, I can't. You're a friend, so I can't lie to you how much I hate it. But doesn't make you any less of a buddy. And other than like lighthearted poking fun at you, I don't make fun of anybody for liking anything. But I'm never gonna stop talking bad about that horrible show. And
what if it gets good?
Yeah, it's not possible.
Not possible.
Don't have to worry about that, buddy. Don't have to worry. Oh, look at that. And Donnie knows I'm messing with him. Always got Donnie's a good friend of the show. We always appreciate him being here.
Yeah.
Thank you, RRT and Z gifted a membership. Thank you so much, RR. That's very kind of you.
We should play a video for him, I think, right? Yeah.
Absolutely is. Good, yes, indeed. Yeah, right. What should we do before we get out of here? We'll play my next video.
You're a dumbass.
Well, a double dumbass on you!
Captain, I see no reason to stand here and be insulted.
Get those nerds! Nerds! Nerds!
What?
Draw that man in a chicken suit.
It's the Chicken Man!
Brain, what is brain?
And they probably redesigned the whole sick bay, too. I know engineers, they love to change things.
Everything that guy just says is bullshit. Thank you.
Crazy.
All right.
And Wagner says clam pizza at 20 paces.
You had to make it gross.
We throw it at each other to, you wouldn't mind doing that, I guess. Yeah.
I'm not to eat it. Heading out, Joe Dog heading out, buddy. Well, thanks for being here, pal.
Take care, Joe Dog.
So, you got anything else before we get on a
Well, I think I'll do I'll set up a cold check stream, say at 105, maybe if anyone's up. Anyone up for watching the Werewolf on Cold Check? Let me know right now, or after about 15 minutes. Yep.
Cool. All right. Well, there you go. Do it. Anyone? Let us know right now, folks, if you want to watch Cold Check with Mark.
Because we're going to review it tomorrow night. Yep. That way,
yeah.
That way I don't have to do the back to back to back. Yep.
Oh, yeah. That works.
Yep.
I'd watch it with you, but once I get out here, I got to get off the desk for a while. It's killing me.
Yeah, you got to rest. Yep.
Well, I haven't got any sleep. Didn't get any sleep last night at all, so I've
That's
run down.
Got to get some rest. Yep.
I got to try to watch Cold Check and eventually
read a comic.
Oh, I'm
Don't
glad
forget
you
to read the
reminded me of
comic.
that. You
See,
see
I
what
forgot last week.
What I was talking about earlier about that comic turning really expensive. That book turned expensive.
Yeah. And I saw Paul Kupperberg's name on that one. Yeah. Or was that the second one? The first one was Kupperberg was on the second edition of that Legion book, or Paul Kupperberg?
Yeah.
Was one. Yep.
He was on on some of them. Yeah.
Yeah, but the first one you said is up to like 200. Well, it's probably just, you know what that is on Amazon? That's a private seller because they have an Amazon marketplace, kind of like eBay on Amazon, where you can be a private seller. Like we used to sell our hand tools on Amazon, so we'd show up, but it wasn't Prime, and it was. So I think that's what that is. So
what? The book's
it's not
expensive. You mean?
Yeah. So it's not new per se, but it's just a.
I got lucky.
I'm
Got this one.
Yeah, so let's see who's selling that. Yeah, so
hang on one second. RRT and Z, thank you so much for the super chat. Just too kind, buddy. I appreciate you. He says, one day, Clobby, not today. We must have serious debate about whether it's ever permissible for Superman to kill, as I suspect we fundamentally disagree. We might. I don't know. We do. I mean, because it's not okay. Well, I mean, it's not okay for him to commit an absolute premeditated murder or anything. But well,
that's why he retired from being Superman, right? And the last Superman comic written by
that's why.
Oh, well, yeah, right. Didn't he?
His powers, yeah.
Yep, he gave up his powers and
One
said Superman shouldn't kill. Yep.
was it
What's the name of the book? Whatever Happened to the Man of Tomorrow. Yep.
yeah, but he doesn't like that one. That's what he's talking about.
Okay.
One time I have problems with people hating things are Shadow Hedgehog game and Spider-Man 3 because A, my opinion on the Shadow game has been disrespected, and B, they're both hated for the wrong reasons. Okay. Well, I don't know anything about that game there, Chief Shadow. But I do hate Spider-Man 3 if you mean the game if you mean the movie.
The Raimi Spider-Man.
Yeah,
3?
I do dislike that movie quite a bit, but you know, what are you gonna do? But I understand. But what I'm basically saying is there are plenty of things that I dearly love, contrary to popular opinion. And when somebody hates them, it doesn't bother me. I mean, they're not going to change my mind. And if they hate them, well, hey, it's look, it's something I've come to know about the universe. Oh yeah, Blake 7 review definitely has. We got it covered. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. One thing I've learned about the universe is there are things we're never going to understand, and that is, for example, some opinions that we have. Like for example, we go, oh well, I can see why you would disagree, but we'll just have to agree to disagree. But then there are other ones that we feel we're so strong about that in our mind and in our heart and our soul, we can't understand how anybody could disagree with it. For example, there are a lot of things I can't understand. I can understand why people would disagree with me, even though they can't change my mind. But there are going to be some of them, and I think all of us have these. I may be wrong, where you go, I believe that so strongly that I can't even understand or even fathom how anyone would disagree with that. I can't even. How's it even possible?
Yeah,
But that's just
inconceivable.
Yeah, but that's the universe for you.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Yeah, but Spider-Man 3, is generally reviled. Trying to shoehorn Venom in. I think the Sandman stuff was pretty good, except for retconning him to killing Uncle Ben.
I hate that, but we don't want to get that movie. I don't want to go there. But
it's too late. Yeah.
Oh my God, you had to do it now.
I had to do it. No, we can keep going.
Why,
Mark?
Why?
How did you do it?
Sorry, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding, but I'm exasperated. I'm like, oh God, I don't want to get into that.
Tim was agreeing with Gwagnar there. Yep, exactly, Gwagnar, 100%. Yep.
So, hardcover, $250. I bought this book about a couple of years back, a year or two ago. No, maybe not even a year or two. I didn't realize it had been out as long as it had been. And this is before The Darkness #1.
If you click on see all buying options, let's see. Yeah, see all formats and editions.
Where?
On the top right, where you just had highlighted it. Yeah, see all formats and editions. Yep. See if that. Yeah, so Kindle.
One Kindle, one hardcover. That's it.
One hardcover. Yeah. So sometimes they have them, used, but you can buy them used. But I don't see any used copies there. But I'm guessing that's a third party seller there. That's not Amazon.
Well, this is.
See, it's not Amazon Prime. It's not.
This is the second book.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I've been meaning to get it for a long time. I just always neglecting it. The first book we just saw, it used to be on in stock trades all the time. Now it's not. This one, I was just messing around over there. And I said, let me see if they still got that second one. They did. And it's like, it's cheaper than this. They got it at $33 here, but it's,
and normally how much is it?
Let's see all the formats we got there. What?
How much is it normally? Like $60?
The cover price?
Yeah, the cover price. Yeah. Is that $100 book or is it a?
It's a $59.99 cover price, I think.
Okay, all right. So not. I mean, it's expensive, but not. Expensive. Yeah.
So yeah, I got. I'm trying to find my order thing for it. See what I paid for it. Here we go. I paid it was a $28. Of course, with tax, it was a little bit more than that. Tax and shipping cost me more, but it was still, at least I got it.
And you love the Legion, right? So
well, yeah. Now I'm missing 2 other books. I'm missing 4 other books overall as far as hardcovers, because I have every Legion Archives but 10 and 12, and it just so happens those are crazy priced, I think. And then there are 2 books after they stopped doing the archives, calling them archives, I should say. Hey, Midnight's Oblivion. Glagner says $49.99 USD on that hardcover. Well, I got it for $28 plus some. Good night, Picasso.
Hey, Picasso.
And so I'm probably never going to be able to get it unless I find it somewhere out there. And I'm not going to find it on the internet cheap. Through the Archives 12. I mean, Archives 10 or 12, I'm probably never going to find them cheap. 10, I know for sure, probably. So that's just the way that one went. I screwed up and it pisses me off.
So you didn't get the first one that's costs a ridiculous amount of money right now?
Oh, I got it.
You got it. You got it.
I have that one. I got it $20, something like a year or two ago. So I'm safe with that one. Now I got the second one at least. But then there are 2 books before that. It's just called Superboy Legion of Superheroes hardcover. Let's see. This one is shit. It says $150 Prime. It's not worth that much, but it says $59.95. That's so others sell other formats and editions. 1 Kindle, 1 hardcover. At 60, I probably if I could, I would jump on it, but I can't really. But anyway,
yeah.
Compared to what it could go up to.
Well, that's why I bought the Micronauts Omnibus, because I'm like, if I miss out on it, there's certain things you got to have,
Certain certain things you can't trust. Is it going to stay cheap?
And that's happened to me before, where I didn't buy it and it took off, and yep, you're stuck. Then you're like, drag nabbits, I should have bought it. And sometimes you just can't afford it either, so you're just you're waiting and waiting to see if the price goes down, and
And this one, it's not even available on Amazon. So I think I went to eBay.
I mean, you can pretty much find everything you want on eBay, but you might end up paying for it. Yep.
Yeah.
It depends on how how important it is to you to get. Yep.
$45. Some guys got it for 40. Another one, $62 on eBay. I think I have all those issues though. I already read that. I already read that Trek comic from last. Oh, anyway. So what you gonna do?
You read it, or you've read it like
I read that.
Ago.
Yeah. No. I mean, last week I read it.
You read it, reread it. Yep.
But I'll flip it. Comics, Midnight's Edge, all kind of stuff. But it was comics. We're about to get out of here now. You have anything to?
Well, I'll set up a stream for maybe I'll do it 1:15 just so I can take a break in between for Kolchak, the Night Stalker, so everyone can get scared by the werewolf.
All right, everybody. Well, I'll tell you what, we're going to, in that case, the show notes real quick, and then we'll get out of here.
Good.
Thank you all for being here with us tonight. Tomorrow night, the Clubhouse with Raquel and Mark. Blake 7 review, Nicole Jack, the Night Stalker episode review as well, which Mark will be doing a watch party on in a little bit. And then Star Trek Unlimited number 3 for that. And then, of course, no fantastic. Well, actually, before that, I'll be on Tom's channel. But Friday, there'll be no Fantastic Fridays on J-Man's channel. We'll have to skip a week. They're out doing something, he and Sean. But they'll be back the following Friday. But I'll be at Nick's channel with D-Bud and in the gang. We'll be reviewing The Amazing Spider-Man 45 through 48. And then there's Saturday Night Star Trek, which will, of course, be, oddly enough, on Saturday night, 9 p.m. Central, with the wonderful Commander Briggs and our wonderful chat room, former episodes of Star Trek Voyager in Season 6. And then the Great Mockney with the Seas channel, Sunday Night Geekery, and Your Week as a Geek, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So there we go for those. I want to thank all the mods, everyone for being here tonight. We'll shout everybody out properly tomorrow night, as we always do. We shout them out. Well, we shouted everybody out when they came in. So, Wes Cagle, what's up? I don't know if I caught Wes Cagle coming in or not, but anyway.
Hail to Wes Cagle. And good night, Ezra.
Oh, that's right. I did. My memory's crap. Good night, everybody. Thank you all for being here. Appreciate you so much. Thank you, RR, again. And yeah, we'll talk about one. Look, you could come on and we'll talk one of these days. I know we're in different spots across the world, but we'll do it. Or you can come on and hang with you. I think we talked on your. I think we talked with R on your member stream.
Oh, we did. Yeah, that's for sure. Yep.
I think my next
That was
member stream,
fun, yep.
I'll probably steal your idea, and the next time I do a member stream, do it on a Saturday. That way, most people like that can make it.
Yeah, it's good for the timing there. Yep.
Instead of a Tuesday night, which doesn't work too well. All right, everybody. Well, thank you so much for being here with us tonight, and have a fantastic remainder of your night and weekend. Let me play us out here, and
take care, everyone.
Clobber on, everybody.
Poker. You know the game?
It's Clobberin time! Groovy.
You have to set an example even in the face of stupidity. Now, everybody that reads comic books knows that Kirby's Silver Surfer is the only true Silver Surfer.
I just love Clobberin time.